So there's nothing I would take for granted. With me, we'll make it through. Takes two hearts to fix heartbreak. We grew apart, I made a mistake, but I'll try to make it up to you, my darling. Ooh. I wanna be a real one day. Heaven leaves me up from under. Wishing I could be somehow stronger now, so I can fight away all the pain inside me. Never be afraid of the fate that finds me. Wish that I could be stronger, so I can be a real one day.
Welcome to LXC.
And the ranks rise up, League of Legends pride, amateurs unite in LXC.
Alright.
Okay, that's all.
Running in.
I have orange. Find this one.
Thank you, Spider.
I have Rose on me.
Oh my goodness, dude.
Oh my god, nice.
Wow.
Shit.
Okay, that's pretty easy.
Push top turret. Here.
Yeah.
Go for it.
Over right here. I can look on the fight here.
Yeah.
Right.
Kaisa.
This is big.
End. Just kill and end.
They're gonna engage on us here. Watch out. Don't fight under your tower.
No Swainy.
Hey guys, we take these towers and we're gonna have to start pushing.
Okay.
I got bot turret.
We gotta look for fight. We gotta look for fight as soon as we can.
I'm ready whenever you guys are.
Elder's almost out. We look.
Just watch out, guys. Watch out.
No.
Just get Darius. I can't get this eye.
I killed Darius.
Swain. Zaya. Zaya,
Hold
please.
on, I'm on Zaya.
Oh.
It's just Zaya.
Supposed to be on the RA, only using ultimate to get out, still has the flash available. Resilient, just staying mid. Onset's really strong. Resilient with an aggressive ultimate, actually flashes, finds 1,000 gold shutdown in the 1v1.
W to me.
Jinzao.
That's all. Wait it out. No. Maybe it was Enzo, maybe? They're just hitting.
Well, the people hitting the Nexus. The people hitting the Nexus. Nice. Good stuff. Good job.
Can we
guys.
TP top? Can we TP top? I don't have TP.
Just kill him.
Good.
I'm trying.
Can we help, J4?
I'm with Yone fighting their
They're
jungle.
TPing.
Where? Where's T? I'm still with you, Yone.
I stopped the Jingle.
Nice.
I have
Renekton's here too, watch out. Renekton's. Can we look? Play so.
Okay.
Yeah, play so. Watch Renekton.
I'm stopped. I'm trying.
We're here,
Killed
but it's
Spinner.
all killed us.
Alright, just go look for next.
Scorner's dead, Scorner's dead.
Killing Renekton. Going on Jin.
Nice.
Jin.
I can't. I have cooldowns. I need to wait. I'm on rel.
Huge.
Battlefields in Rome, towers falling low. Nexus in our grasp, we stand strong. Summoners rush our stage, glory on the stage. Push the lanes and feel the rage. LXC we play, Emerald all the way. Victory in sight, shining in the night.
Hello LXC, welcome to Season 2 Summer Split Crusaders. We're in the SemiFinals today. Today we're watching Clown Gaming Blood Moon versus RAWR. And this should be really exciting. These teams have shown a lot of good stuff during playoffs. So I'm here, Scarlet, and I'm here with Soulkeeper. Hello, Soulkeeper.
Hey, how's it going, Scarlet? Happy to be here.
Yeah.
I think we're in for a banger. There's been a little yapping back and forth.
Enlighten us on the chit chat because I did not know that this was happening.
Yeah, well, Resilience, kind of like the resident Crusader ever, and Storm's one of the podcasters. So it's been pretty wild. I think we're in for a really good series. Both these teams do excellent scouting.
Nice. And yeah, so we just have to wait for the teams to actually get here. It looks like they're filling in a little bit. So it'll be just a little bit and we'll be in the draft. But the big thing today, more than the semifinals, is that it's patch day. So these players have a lot of reading to do, and we'll try to keep you updated with what's going on the patch. It's changed.
Doesn't look
basically,
and none of the players looks like hasn't played a Yike game. So hopefully they got their practice in norms.
But the patch basically is screw coordinated play. We're going back to solo queue balancing because we're done with Worlds. Or patch, this obviously we're not done with Worlds, but the patch for Worlds has passed us. So now we've got stuff like buffs to Tristana, which is kind of scary for 5v5 coordinated play, and some other things that are definitely going to show up today.
Yeah, some pretty big changes. I think they touched most of the items in the game. One big note, Cassante will be disabled going through. From the league, just in case there's some bugs or problems with that many changes and reworks into a champion. We are going to just go ahead and slide him off the table just so that there's no rough things with all his terrain collision changes and all the rework stuff in Cassante's kit.
Yeah, I'm actually kind of interested to see where players take all of these other patch notes though. Like, where do you see these 80 item butt nerfs, the mage changes? I mean, I don't know. It's kind of hard to make your own meta on day one, but that's what we're asking the players to do today. So,
yeah, generally, when I looked over it, kind of overall, it seems like the goal was we just want to lower the damage output. So a lot of the heavy burst just got lowered slightly. Most of the tankiness and tank items were kind of untouched, so we'll see if like a priority for like a Mundo comes back in. Orin's always been very popular, but with some of those damage spikes, I'm concerned about things like Mundo and those just mega tanks top lane. How we start to kill them later on in the late game, where you're used to seeing ADCs and control mages do that heavy burst damage.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, and I don't know what we're gonna see from these players. Like, they've shown us different things, but does that change whenever all these nerfs go through?
Yeah.
Buffs. I mean, we barely felt like got to play on the Worlds patch, and now everything item-wise is just completely changed.
It's all gonna change, and even a little more spicier. Both these teams coming in off 3-0 victories.
Mm-hmm.
Not fully expected in the Clown Gaming series, but not that big of a shocker. They 3-0'd Cage Monkeys. Probably what most in the league considered, outside of like Storm and Vishkara, was RAWR 3-0ing Summoners After Dark. And especially in the way that they did it, most of those games weren't close. They were complete blowouts. So I think Clown Gaming really, hopefully they did their homework. They are not going to be taken by surprise as SAD was.
Well, they definitely have a lot of homework to do. Like, one of their players is apparently patching, but I think they're saying they're gonna be okay to draft soon. Potentially. Or we can just talk about the patch some more. Either way is fine. Lethal Tempo is back, but I think it's, no one knows how good it is, I guess.
Yeah, I haven't gotten to play with it. Interested to see how it looks. I'm kind of surprised they brought Lethal Tempo back. Is it still in its full state?
No, so it is completely reworked. Not completely reworked. It's a little reworked. So you still get the attack speed and the stacks, but now instead of giving more attack speed, it gives attack speed and damage. A little bit less attack speed than it used to. And then I think there is no increased range anymore, but it does fire extra damage. Okay, so yeah, so each stack gives percentage attack speed, and then at max stack you get a little bit extra damage, basically. But you're still stuck at the same range, unfortunately, for all the AD carries out there that got really used to that big circle.
Yeah, and we should be getting in the draft here in just a moment. We're going to get to see that that first setup here for what these two teams have prepared. Here we go.
Yeah. Yep, we're in bands. And Talia, I mean, I have been hearing mages have been coming back, plus the item nerfs. Maybe mages are the big winner of the day, plus they were already in a good spot. So Talia ban makes a lot of sense. Really nice flex pick. So just taking it out of the pool in general. Both teams banning mages so far.
Yeah, immediate response is Hui. Oh, that long range poke. And the Talia ban does limit some stuff. Will try to keep Jenka more in mid lane. Less roams out of Jenka, they're hoping.
Yeah, and the meta has really changed from AP junglers to that AP mid and tank bruiser or damage AD damage jungler. So getting rid of Jarvan, who has been really good lately, makes sense too.
Yes, we saw Jarvan last night. Granted, there's patch, but Jarvan last night mid tore things apart into an Orianna, and then we saw him almost every game. We saw J4,
like
and I think he won each time.
Wait, so we're both banning mage mid, and then a fighter jungle, and then are they gonna ban something else, and then RAWR will follow suit? Just like tit for tat, take two things away.
Alright, let's ban a support.
Gone. Will we take out Lulu? No.
Close enough, it's a Poppy.
Support, but we're gonna first pick Ezreal. Ezreal always likes new, unfamiliar patches because he's always gonna do the same thing, regardless of the items. But I don't know how his items in particular fared. I guess if you think the crit items are bad, maybe Ezreal gets a huge benefit. And blind picking him super easy.
Yeah, super safe ADC. Could be flex mid. We might see it.
That's not super safe. So you do see the bot lane matchup somewhat, but picking Kog'Maw Amumu is quite the risk on red side.
Well, it's very responsive to, hey, by the way, we're gonna look to team fight you and press R, or this is a possible protect the Kog'Maw comp to come out if we see like the Lulu here in this next round.
Yeah, I expect RAWR to want to take their support before they get to second round ban, so that way those Lulus and Yumis or whatever, maybe not Yumi, sorry, get taken away.
Yeah, I don't even think with the patch notes or the items, Yumi's gonna make a comeback. I think Yumi's gonna stay in the dumpster, unfortunately.
I think many people are very sad to hear that. Maybe all of our viewers.
I will miss Yumi.
So. Xin Zhao locked in, super aggressive jungle. Wants to get the tempo going ahead of Amumu. Now, Amumu does fine in the 2v2s or 3v3s against Xin Zhao, but Xin Zhao doesn't mind giving up camps, so he's going to be much more active, I think, now. And then Victor locked in, meaning that they're saving their support for later, which is interesting, especially since they were considering Braum. Now, yeah.
We are going to see Protect the Kog'Maw.
Yeah. So expect to see some ban scripts in mid and top lane from Blood Moon that respect that. Aatrox taken out for now because I think RAWR wants to blind pick something top lane in Aatrox. Yeah. It's really annoying to deal with whenever you have to blind pick into him.
Yeah, it kind of matches what they don't want to do. Keep out some of those dashes. Somebody that can get on Kog'Maw pretty easy coming out of the jungle. You know, he just jumps over the terrain, can get on Kog'Maw pretty easy. So they're already going to have to deal with it.
Speaking of someone that could do that, Camille also gone.
Camille makes sense. Get that out too.
The Ornn ban also I like because you're going to probably pick something that doesn't need jungle pressure. You want Kog'Maw to be all the star of the show. You want someone that you can blind pick. Ornn is perfect for that slot. Now, Ornn also pretty good for that slot since you already see the Victor. And works pretty well with this comp as well.
Yeah, and they're going to give the counter pick over to Storm.
Yeah,
rather than Jenka.
I guess they know Victor's available, but at the same time, being able to see the support in top lane would be nice for the mid lane pick. That's a Tahm Kench. Technically flex, but I'm assuming we'll know where it is after the second pick if Tahm Kench is locked in. It's actually Leona?
Yeah, Leona makes a lot more sense here than Tahm Kench. I like that a lot better with their comp. Does give them that engage, that kind of pick they need. Leona can go in with Xin Zhao. If they find something nice.
Tahm Kench likes to eat someone that's getting engaged on, but if you do that in the face of Kog'Maw, Kog'Maw will just say, okay, I'll just kill Tahm Kench instead, I don't care.
Yeah, especially
whatever.
Mid-game, you know, Kog'Maw just starts shredding people's health bars, and it gets really unfortunate quickly. So yeah, like the Leona here, looks really good, kind of pickish.
Ooh.
Yeah, good, solid, aggressive top. I imagine this is going to be more the bruiser.
What do you pick into the Volibear? Whenever RAWR has to weak side their top laner, most likely. I mean, I'm not going to speak for the jungler.
Wouldn't shock me if the Shen comes out here. Storm played it before with a lot of success. Matches to protect the Kog'Maw. They'd be a little low in damage, but Ori can do some pretty good damage within Jenka's hands.
Hey, what if we just did something completely opposite?
And
I don't want a team fight. I'm going to play Yorick, so that way I draw their jungler up there and try to outplay them. And then, hopefully, you guys can be a 4-ball that doesn't get engaged on while I split push. And then try to win the game through that. It's very interesting with Protect the Kog'Maw. I don't think I've seen a team comp with Kog'Maw like this before, but at the same time, Kog'Maw has not been popular lately. So,
yeah,
you know, it's hard to say what's good on this patch specifically since it's been so long.
So my question is this the team fight Yorick that sometimes we get in solo queue, or is this the we had a Yorick on our team solo queue where you didn't know he existed because he's always in a side lane somewhere? I haven't seen it with a Protect the Kog'Maw comp, so that's a little that's a little new to me.
But at the same time, I mean, the Protect the Kog'Maw comp, if it's good at one thing, it's disengaging. Just usually it's kind of like leaving them on a leash, you know? I'm going to disengage you just enough so that way Kog'Maw can start dealing damage. But if you just disengage and disengage, then your Yorick's kind of splitting the whole entire time. Maybe it's okay. I mean, they do have a lot to get away from, though. Ezreal's not necessarily going to be threatening all-ins that much, but you've got Xin Zhao, Victor, Leona, Volibear. That's a lot to get away from whenever your Yorick's off somewhere else.
Yeah, but I do believe Yorick fights well in the Volibear in that 1v1 matchup. So
And I don't know that it's going to be 1v1 for long. Xin Zhao will like to put his impact in a lot of places. And yeah, you could probably gank mid and bot as well. But don't be surprised if he just shows a little bit of face time to that top lane to make sure Yorick can't be that split push threat.
Yeah, we should be getting in the champion select here in a moment, but yeah, this kind of crazy comps coming out here. Blood Moon, I think they're more focused pick. They do have, boy, I do think the 2v2 top lane goes in favor of CG Blood Moon.
I just don't think it's going to happen that often. I think Amunu is not seeing his Yorick for a long time. Maybe I'm too callous towards Yorick players, but...
You just think if they put Storm on the island and say good luck?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you've got Kog'Maw, Lulu versus Leona, Ezreal. I'm much more interested in being around that bot lane. But, you're right, the 2v2 is interesting, for sure, if it does happen. And, you know, grubs are important.
Grubbies will be a fight, and whether or not, Dragon 2 or 3, we could see a Yorick show up, maybe? That could be fun, ghouls everywhere.
We'll have to see.
And Maiden. Sure. Some people are I'm going to really critique Storm here on how he uses Maiden, whether or not we see Maiden pushing a lane by herself there, or if we see Maiden kind of always with Yorick doing what we normally see. So...
If you love something, you've got to let it go. That's what I've always said.
I can't remember. Badger had a name for Maiden, and I cannot for the life of me remember what he nicknamed Maiden. It was like Rachel or Shirley or something.
You want to come up with a new name for this series in case it gets picked again?
I'm gonna name Maiden Veronica, just because
Veronica.
It's 3 syllables and annoying to say.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll have to remember that and see if I can reference it.
Excellent. Final thoughts before break?
I'm interested to see how bot lane goes, because Ezreal Leona can put out some huge pressure, and if Amumu doesn't get there in time, there might be a 2v2 kill, which would be very, it would have a huge effect on the rest of the game.
Yeah, I agree. I think bot lane is going to be where the majority of the action is as well. So I guess we'll see it when we get back after spectator delay. Don't go anywhere.
keep running faster and faster. I don't know where we're after, yeah. We keep up with disaster, disaster. I'm thinking that they're after me. We're running like faster and faster. We're running like faster and faster.
Hello and welcome to the Rift for Game 1 of the semifinals of Cloud Gaming Blood Moon versus RAWR, and we've got a Yorick who spots a bunch of people. I think he's just gonna walk away though, so Storm will be fine. They're walking over mini wards. They're gonna find this one. Could they kill it? Oh, they don't even kill it! Oh no, it's such a disaster! They're gonna get some wards on a Mumu's jungle at least. They see the raptors. But everyone knows they see the raptors, so I guess it's just full vision for everyone, except Orianna got a nice ward on their raptors too. So, I mean, you have to assume your jungle's warded on this side, right? Whenever you do something like that, on a ward and get spotted. Mm-hmm. No. I hope not. I think they're just trying to prevent the cheese. Like, they can't be cheesing us if we're in this bush, right? We'll see them walk in. But I don't know. No, it's just like, we'll walk away whenever you show up, but at least we'll know you're there. But this straight top lane kind of, Storm's chunked. But the bear has to be aware, like, they see a Mumu. I don't think a Mumu planned on ganking top lane early. You keep playing like that, maybe Nick will play Storm a visit. Doesn't look like it right now, though, because you're going Krugs to red. You don't do that if you're ganking top lane afterwards. Mm-hmm. So, bot lane, the melee support champion actually got level 2 first and is quite a bit as well. But they also know Amumu's pathing down towards here. I don't think they saw Zen until just now, and I'm not even sure if they'd see it now. So I'm sure they're worried about an early Zen gank. Yeah, and they're pinging out that Amumu can gank bot lane eventually. But York's... Wait, York's health is suddenly way better than Jace's. How did this happen? Or sorry. Volibear, Jace. I guess. I mean, he's got Doran Shield as well. Storm's Doran Shield has done a lot of work, and now Jace is in trouble. The stun is pretty good, though, and the minions are kind of both hitting each other, so... Looks like Leona has to flash away from a gank, though. And it's awkward, because Leona wanted the ward for to protect from the gank. Has to ward and use flash ward, though, now. Oh. Yeah, I mean... One more skill shot and he's dead. I think he does have to recall, and I think he might have to cancel this if he's really unlucky. Yeah, but Zen's here and Volibear's leaving. It's really awkward because you're going to see the teleport, expect that Zen is there. Surely Storm backs off after this. Looks like Zen's still going to go in, flashes in, gets a flash, and you'll take that whenever your top laner needs all the help that he can get. Still got the little things on him. Everyone can see Xin Zhao. Oh, I wonder what the spectator announcement's going to be like. I don't know if it's going to show it, but there's a new... For everyone who hasn't played on patch day yet, there's a new little thing for whenever something spawns, and we'll see in about 30 seconds for Dragon. I've seen it in-game. It always looks like Infernal Dragon. It's not Infernal Dragon this time, it's Hextech, I promise. But the icon just looks like Infernal. At least to me. Maybe. But, bot lane, Kog'Maw was able to get control of the lane again after the flash, and is able to get a push out now. Yeah, I mean, this fight's kind of dangerous for Jace. He's got some shield coming in soon, assumedly, but you get that low whenever Amumu's here. He'll make an exception for playing around bot lane. Shield goes down now just a wave clear. There's still an Amumu looking. He's actually wrapping around now. Yeah, I mean, that's a big win wave, so I don't think York can start. Doesn't matter, though. He just Qs in. There's no... well, Jace still has flash. He's going to use this for shield. Then the second Q dodges. That's a pretty big deal. And since Storm doesn't have flash, and York doesn't really have damage outside of the Q... He's not going to flash in. Oh, that cancels really nice. So, it turns out... Yeah, Jace just doesn't have the flash. But this does mean the dragon will start, and it looks like we didn't see the dragon announcement. I'm kind of sad about that, but... Oh, I missed it then. I was just looking at the fight. Yeah, I don't think they have access to... I mean... Yeah, I don't think they have access to the announcer anymore, unfortunately. So... Yeah, so I don't think they can record any new voice lines with her, and they're not willing to switch... There's Void Grubs. Switch announcers. Ulting whenever the jungler's here is kind of interesting. Amumu's here. There's no Amumu ult, though. Looks like you're just gonna get a flash out of Victor, and there's no further commitment. Okay, but the support's here. I don't know if you want to take this. Yes, Orianna doesn't have ult. She still does quite a bit of damage, or mid laners have. Amumu's just gonna Q onto people. Leona is pretty tanky, so I think she's fine. York's here first, though. Volibear is coming, though. If Arcbound can live until Volibear gets here, that's a big deal. He cannot, though. First blood goes to Lord Nick. Jace doesn't really do much whenever there's 4 people on him. Like, maybe he ults in because York's so low, but Lord Nick doesn't even care. He's just going in on Leona. Victor can't really stop this. I don't think Nighthawk has flash, so that'll go down. Meanwhile, Kog'Maw got this really nice shove-in that's going to guarantee him at least a plate, because Ezreal doesn't wave clear well, especially whenever he's out of mana. Doesn't look like he wants the plate yet. Yep. Yep. No. Yeah, so they've given up the first dragon, but every lane is basically favoring them now. And the grubs will definitely help accelerate that whenever you've got 3 winning lanes. I'm just saying, right, if Storm gets 6 grubs, that's a different game. Suddenly, it is all about the Yorick. Yep, I haven't seen Victor in a while, but he gets ulted now, and I think he just might lose this fight. The Q doesn't come out immediately. Jenka doesn't want to commit flash, so he will live, but he doesn't have teleport, and Orianna will clear this wave pretty quickly unless Zen comes, and I think Zen has other things to do. Yeah, so he gets a shove in, and Zen kind of has to just sit there and say, I'm taking this from my mid laner. Eventually he'll walk away. I think there's a cannon dying. He's like, I will take cannon experience. You can have the rest. But now he's going to be towards this top lane, and I'm not sure there's a play. Oh, actually, Kog'Maw is just in the middle of a big wave. Now, luckily they've got a wave behind them, so Leona can't commit that much further. But Lulu cooldowns are just so good there, getting the polymorph into the knockup. So Kog'Maw is in no danger from the Leona. Ezreal can't come in. Amumu was also available, so they do have to back off. But Mustard Gas does use a lot of cooldowns and Lulu cooldowns. Just by walking up to Leona, I guess expecting that Amumu being there would be enough. And they do get Leona flash, so it's not all bad. Oh, this is a committed fight, and there's a Zentao on the way. Now, Storm has a lot of sustain here. Jace is just chunking down really quickly. However, so is Storm. Flashes out of that. The tower is not enabled, though. We're going to go down here, though. It looks like Yorick did. They both died. Meanwhile, down here, Kog'Maw is just fighting on Ezreal 1v1, basically. Because the other people aren't hitting anything. Orianna comes in, though, and gets the kill on Ezreal. Mustard Gas barely lives. A lot of barrier base there, it looked like. And Jenka has held onto this flash for so long, so he might not even be that worried about the Zenzao and Victor right there on his tower, especially with the Mumu coming. And absolutely. Oh, 2v2 looking here. I don't think they know Zen's here. I don't think they know. That's the flash out of that, using the flash now. Ultimate comes in, doesn't do damage to Zen because of that ultimate, and Nick can't do anything. So they're gonna have to back off, but Jenka holding the flash this long saves his life. And this time it is Infernal Dragon to spawn, by the way. So, looks right this time. I'm kind of curious where Nick goes with this. Grubs are spawning now. And they want 6 grubs, but he's kind of just here in the dragon pit. Ooh, 1 second. Top laner got IRL all aggro. Oh. Wait, okay. That makes sense from what I misinterpreted. But can I ask a question? Why do we have 2 players in this game that have names of champions that they're not playing? Okay, I'm just saying, like, I guess. True. We should force him to role swap jungle and play Shaco. Either way, Amumu. Yeah. I'm kind of interested in seeing how Xin Zhao pass and how Amumu answers this right now. Because grubs are up. Now, they will be alive for another 2.5 minutes, so there's no rush if neither team gets them. And this Infernal Drake is rather nice. But at the same time, maybe you can give up 2 dragons whenever you're playing the late game comp and you've got 6 grubs to get for your Yorick. He is aware that Xin Zhao was in the area. I don't think he saw him recall. He's also aware that this ward's on there. You know, I'm not a player. I should be able to look around whenever whenever it's paused, but whatever. Oh, here we go. I think they saw that ward. Oriana's recalling with no TP available, although I think it's available soon. Can I click on that at least? I can. Yeah, 17 seconds. I think everything from the way the players are positioning is telling me that RAWR is giving up this dragon. But will the players do that? Because I've seen many analysts say, oh, it wouldn't make sense to fight this. And then the players do it anyway. So, you know, sometimes you just get that thing, like, we can win. I'm him. I can do better. But Oriana's in base. I think they're... Exactly. Either way, Nick's actually looking for a gank here, which is an interesting tempo trap. Xin Zhao's gonna think he's giving up because Oriana recalled and teleported in. But they're teleporting in Victor as well. Yeah, so maybe you see them start dragon and you catch the bot lane on the rotation because here comes bot lane. Xin Zhao can't really stop go on the dragon, off the dragon. Now, I don't know the damage for Leona, though they're ulting like they do. But I think they just walk away from this. That's an Ezreal. You're diving. Leona even walks away. Xin did get off the dragon, and Nordnick's gonna go down. Oriana's just forever far away. Victor's still available. So now they've committed all of this tempo, and all they did for it was lose their jungler. I mean, I like the play from Lord Nick if they can burst someone down, but you're fighting a Leona Ezreal and your Kog'Maw's not in position. Once you see that Leona's not getting bursted down, you have to run away because you are losing that fight once Xin Zhao gets there. And I kind of like the idea, but I really like the idea. Like, bot lane's going to rotate in through this corridor. It's going to be the perfect time to get them, but it just didn't work out materially. And that means... They actually use the tempo to get off of the Infernal Drake, and they want to deny the 6 grubs. They've already gotten 1, but now both teams are available. Oriana's not moving yet. I believe that second grub is just going to go down. Amumu's also not fighting. But you know, at the same time, yeah, you avoid giving Yorick 6 grubs, which is 1 win condition, but delaying your Dragon Soul stacking this hard against Kog'Maw, protect the Kog'Maw, is super scary. Like, you want Soul as soon as possible to force them into fights so they can't scale like crazy. Well, it is an ocean, so we're all good there at least. Now, they are able to get the grubs and then also get the Herald. It's a huge tempo cost for Xin Zhao. He's been out for quite a while. But I don't know if Nordnick wants to fight this. Oh, they know this is happening because he got off the red buff. You don't get off the red buff unless you really want to fight something. He doesn't have ult though. It's up soon. It's up very soon. It's up now. Q goes in. He's alone right now. I don't know if he wants to ult. Oriana does ult the Victor though. Victor still has ult. He can still do a lot from no health. He gets the kill for Lord Nick. Now he's going in. Amumu ult is massive. There's no Oriana follow-up though. But there is a Kog'Maw, no Ezreal. Leona's on the Kog'Maw. Yeah, you stop the Kog'Maw for a little bit, but Ezreal's just bot lane. So Kog'Maw that's stopped by Leona is still going to do a lot more than Ezreal that's bot lane. Lord Nick, I don't know if you win that. You're getting ignited. I think he's dead. So, Leona does get 1 kill. They actually didn't get much on the other side. They only got Volibear. But they did secure the Rift Herald, and they lose bot tower for it, which is first tower. Oh, Lulu's just going for the kill. It does not care about the tower charge. You're still Lulu though. Flash is over. Ambitious is what I'll say. Yeah. If only you could jump out really far from the red herald. You only go back so far. Wait, I think York finds Arbrown here. And this is kind of problematic because Zinzo doesn't really have the tools to get out. He's got one cute dash to an enemy. But once that flash comes in, Storm is getting this kill. There is a teleport maybe to avenge him. Victor still does not have ultimate though from that fight. And York goes pretty quickly. Oh, and he gets the trap as well, going back in, but there's an Ezreal and a Leona here. I don't know if that's the fight you want. Amuma's here with no ultimate. Gets onto the Ezreal, just no damage though. Ezreal ult is going to go wide. Nick is still doing damage to Victor, maybe to get a kill. Not able to get that. So they trade junglers at the end of the day. Yeah, but you know, York did get 300 gold. Got that kill on Xin Zhao. Stopped him from getting blue buff for quite a while. And Kog'Maw absolutely destroys this tower and laughs at Volibear as he's stuck under it. Okay, Jace could do quite a bit. He has a lot more wave clear, but that's a Volibear. You can't fool me. Either way, the tower's gonna go down, and they have to be a little bit careful. There's a lot of chase here. The slow from the E comes in. They don't want to go too far, though. They don't know where Zen is, so we'll just take the tower. Yeah, close, except there's a Kog'Maw Orianna on one side. And the dragons are even. Mm-hmm. Now, I'm interested to see what Orianna builds here. A lot of the items have changed for mages. In addition, it's really always a question of if you're trying to force damage or utility. With Sword Shoe says damage, especially with Ludens. But there's a lot of potential secondary items you can go, whether it be the newly revitalized Storm Surge, or something like Horizon Focus, which has just been buffed, I think. It should be interesting. I'm not sure exactly how often Orianna would proc it. Probably often. Just a QW. But what could be a burn item? Yeah. You're against Rod of Ages, Volibear, Jace, whatever. You know, tank support. Even Victor might get the second burn item, which gives health. So there's a lot of options for sure. Okay, this is not how Protect the Kog'Maw works. Kog'Maw is not supposed to be in front. We'll take half his health as damage for it. But Amuma's here now, using the Kog'Maw as bait. I just don't know if you want to go that much far forward and if you got a half health Kog'Maw. Storm does find Arcbound though, and Arcbound again does not have the tools to get out, has to go in. Will die, not even getting any cooldowns out of RAWR, which makes this dragon practically guaranteed to be theirs. Oh, Dick is looking for more. Yeah, gets flash for Wookiee. Oh, they're just cross-mapping. I think Storm can stop this tower from going down, but not if he's caught in the jungle. Can't really 1v2 without the tower available. Gets stunned, gets a lot of burst damage. He has one tool out as that blast plate, but it's going in the wrong direction. So Resilient will get the cross-map play, and that means they also get position on the tower. Now, Orianna, Jinka has already moved up because this play is pretty obvious once you see the bot lane there. So I think Resilient and Nighthawk will just back off, but they get a kill out of something that was supposed to be entirely RAWR's play. Mm-hmm. So. Baron will be spawning soon. I don't think it's really available for either team. Kog'Maw does it really quickly, but I mean, there's just so much ability for Blood Moon to stop it, with Ezreal and Victor having a nice shooting range in the pit if you even try it. So I don't think it's going to be that relevant that it's spawning, but obviously the players are going to want to put a little bit of vision out, and that might be relevant that the vision gets you caught. Amumu is on Leona right now, gets onto the Ezreal 2 ults him, but there's no follow-up. Kog'Maw has to run away from a Volibear. Now, you have a Lulu to protect. That means Lord Nick is still going to go down, though, because Lulu was focused on making sure Kog'Maw didn't go down. And what looked like RAWR's pick actually turns into Blood Moon's pick. I just don't think they can get much off of it because they got to deal with this Yorick. It does feel like Lord Nick goes for these ultimates that would work perfectly if his team was available to be that shooting range. Unfortunately, there's a lot of options to make sure the follow-up just doesn't happen. Okay. Oh, Leona's gonna E over. This is a real huge commitment, but there's a Zen Zhao on your carry right now. Mustard Gas kiting to a tower. That tower's still available. The TP doesn't mean much if they can't get anything. Right now, all they've TP'd for is making sure the chase doesn't come back the other way. You know how Storm is just bullying Jace down here. Oh, I think Storm actually just gets a kill here. No, Jace will just ult out, so it's okay for now. That health bar is still really low. Maiden also, Veronica, if you will, being really annoying. Yeah. But wait, they're actually chasing this. This could be Baron. Again, Kog'Maw does Baron super quickly. Storm is going to take forever to die here. Do they turn around and just cut their losses? They're on the Baron right now. Abound is probably going to find this out. Blue Trinket comes out. Leona and Victor are just so far away. And Victor, again, wasted his teleport in the mid lane. So I just don't see how they can test this. Ezreal is all of the damage that they really have for the shooting gallery. Teleport's coming in from Yorick. Nick's just going in, though, going for the fight. This is the one where they could lose it. Orianna ult will mean it's 1-for-1 so far. Arbound is able to walk away. And I think that was the one way they lose the Baron. Or at least the way to lose the ability to get the Baron. Obviously, they didn't lose the Baron to the enemy team. Oh, I think... Wait, they're committed on Shaco, but this means the follow-up damage is onto Wookiee Monster. Because you go on Lulu, she just retreats under that tower, and meanwhile all her friends are hitting you for a lot. And I think Orianna's gonna finish the Storm Surge pretty soon. And that item is scary. People forgot about it because it used to be a kind of meme item that one-shot people, got nerfed into the ground, and then everyone who built it was called a fool. It's back. Even Orianna gets to build it. And you will see some squishy people get one-shot today. Yeah, I think the idea is if my Kog'Maw is going to get distracted every time I jump in, if I have a ball on me, at least I can reduce the magic resist and make sure people die that way. But yeah, it definitely does require the ball to be on you. If Lord Nick goes in alone, Abyssal is not going to protect him much, and I don't think he's going to do enough damage to really justify it unless there's an Orianna ball on his back. Okay, so Victor's top lane does not have teleport yet. I believe it is up fairly soon, 30 seconds. No, Nick just wants to go in. I can't talk about anything. Nick, however, is the one getting in on. Leona's on him, but Nick is a really good ultimate. I think there's follow-up this time. Orianna ult. Look at that magic resist shred. Ezreal is gone. Leona is gone. Arbound and Jace are running for their lives. Victor's just going to go back to that tower because that dragon is RAWR's for sure. Oh, I think Wookiee Monster's willing to die for this tower. There is a Zen here, however, so I don't think Jenga actually wants to go in. Has to kind of just give up the tower. So... yeah, you'll be fine. Yeah, and also they're on Soul Point, by the way, which is not what you want to see whenever you're against Kog'Maw. You want to be the one on Soul Point so that he has to walk into you, which is much harder for a Kog'Maw to do. For sure. And again, Amumu with Leandres and Kog'Maw take Baron extremely quickly, so we may even see it with all 10 members alive, as Storm can draw at least 2 members, or a member without teleport. That Baron will fall very quickly. I think they could have gotten it last time even. Now it's even more decisive, because Kog'Maw has 2, almost 3 items, and again, there's a Leandres already available. There's another one coming, I think, or is that... I think York's building the other one, right? That builds out of Haunting Guys. Regardless, it's just a lot of damage coming out on Baron. Oh, Kog'Maw just walks up, does not care. But that is pretty committed. Amumu's here as well. Lord Nick. Oh, Mercedes almost dead. You're just going to commit on the Leona for now. I think the teams can just walk away, though. But this, again, favors RAWR because they've got position on Baron and they've got Storm down there, making sure that bot lane's always pushed in. Oh, if Ezreal shows bot lane, he's not. Okay, he's going back mid. I think they're just going to start Baron, though. Again, this should fall very quickly. They kill the ward first. Xin Zhao is aware of this, but he doesn't really have any way to get in. I mean, how do you go through Amumu and Orianna? Amumu still has ultimate. Victor's behind. Now, the Magic Resist Shred is pretty big. The teleport's pretty good as well. Nick is already half health, so they just back off here. Leona's going to go in. Nook does not want to ult just to Leona. Kog'Maw's getting destroyed by Ezreal for now, but Ezreal's also getting destroyed. Amumu, there's no follow-up, so he will go down very soon. He will go down. Mustard Gas does not have protection left. It's just Lulu. And I don't think Lulu has the cooldowns. She's just going to flash into B protection. Meanwhile, Orianna's still doing quite a bit of damage. Xin Zhao in on Storm. Storm should go down. But Resilient's still alive, and he gets a snipe on Lulu! And at the end of the day, it's 3 kills for Blood Moon and only 1 for RAWR. So they're just getting vision control, right? They're not actually starting this. I mean, they have the opportunity. They are going to start it! I thought it was done for sure. But their health bars are so low. Kog'Maw did not stay out, though. Mustard Gas assumed this would not happen, or just thought he couldn't poke enough. Because there's so many tools to jump on him. And that means, despite RAWR having position and so much Baron damage, it's actually Blood Moon that gets the Baron. And this Baron will last 90 seconds into Dragon spawning as well. So the real question is, do you want to find up a Baroned up team for the soul, or do you say, you know what, you can have 1 Ocean Dragon? Oh, but Shaco isn't letting it go. Goes for Ward Vision, gets stunned up, and there's just no way that Shaco could get out. And that means you're definitely giving it up, because you've got no way to get Vision now without Shaco. So unless you get an insane pick here, that Dragon's gone. Okay, true. That's so smart. Wait, I never thought about it that way. Give out 300 gold. Make sure your team doesn't... Wait, it might not matter, though. Nick is trying to do it anyways. And he's alone. Just Ultimate will not do anything if he even goes for it. Does not get it off. Now, Storm did find the 1v1 here, but again, the enemy team is right there in his face if he locks up. And I think he might just lose the 1v1 anyway. Storm running for his life from just the top laner. Here comes the bot lane, though. He does get a little bit away, but this lightning damage off of... Oh, man, Ezreal finds him regardless. And it looks like Shaco's sacrifice was in vain because they decided to fight near the dragon anyways, even before it spawned. Yeah, and this Baron has suddenly catapulted the momentum. Now, the gold lead is actually in the favor of Blood Moon as well, but the players alone, like, they can't see the gold lead, They're absolutely feeling like, what happened? We were winning this for so long. Now we've given up almost everything. And it just feels so hard to come back into this, but they're going for it! Getting on Victor! Victor should be dead here! And you'll take that kind of trade whenever they've got Baron. You don't really care about the Amumu ult cooldown anyways, there's nothing coming up, you might as well use it to get a pick. Actually going for more, Resilient can E out, but there's an Orianna ult before he can do it! He's out now! He's just so low, they might be able to push this for more, but that's Baron minions again! So I don't, oh my god, that Ezreal ult with Baron buff and all the items just chunks out so many people. And I think that they will accept that they got the victor, and just say the rest of it was for fun. Mm-hmm. Yeah, sometimes a movie could just do that, especially this Leandre's build. Especially with so many magic users, and you've got this Abyssal. It doesn't protect Nick that much, but it certainly shreds the MR. And suddenly you've got 3-4 sources of magic damage coming in. Feels pretty good as a Mumu. Oh, Resilient doesn't have flash. It will be up soon. I don't think it matters though. Can't do anything. Gets the E out, but just slow is just so much. Flash is going to be available so soon. The E away. The flash is available. I'm telling you right now. Uses it just off cooldown. Now Storm's the one in trouble. Resilient even comes back in to say, I'm going to get some kill credit for this. And now Lord Nick is also here. Has to go in, but there's just no follow-up. There's no Orianna ultimate. I mean, it's up soon. But I just don't think they want to use it. Lulu Orianna ultimate means the knockup is everywhere. Just not enough damage. Follow up. Godpop flash didn't get a double kill. There's no way he gets anything else though. He's in the middle of everyone. Zinza will fall for that, but Resilient also dies in the Godpop passive. Not able to E away from it, and there's no way Leona can escape from this. So Nighthawk will also go down. That fight went so back and forth. I don't understand how RAWR won that, because even though I was part in casting that the entire time, it's just what happened? Okay, the only reason top part here is if they're going for the end, by the way. So I think they are going for the end game. Storm tanks for the minions, so that way they always have the minion debuff. They've also got 3 grubs. This tower's gone. Now there's only 1 tower remaining. I think they just want to teleport for the 1 Nexus tower, so it won't be the end of the game yet, but that is a lot of damage to the base of Bloodmoon. Speaking of another fight. Yeah, and another fight that you can't lose is a soul fight. So they can't lose the fight, and they can't run away from it either, potentially. But look at the vision. But look at all the vision around Dragon for RAWR. They're gonna know they're not at Dragon Pit, and if they're not at Dragon Pit, where are they? It's gotta be Dragon Pit, right? So assuming they do cross their T's and dot their I's, looks like they are starting it, but their Baron damage is not nearly enough to make this kind of play, in my opinion. Now, Yorick doesn't have teleport, but neither does Volibear. Looks like they're just gonna back off after realizing they don't quite have the damage, and RAWR are respecting it. But Storm's got position with supers, by the way. I think... Oh, they're just forcing this fight. Victor is coming. Volibear is coming. Storm is going to have to fight for his life, or at least fight for long enough to get Baron for his team. He sees the Volibear now. He doesn't make the call yet because he doesn't know until Victor shows. Now that Victor shows, watch RAWR go straight to Baron. Victor does not have TP, neither does Volibear. And you're not getting away from that fight easily. So, it looks like they're gonna take the fight over there. Victor is committed to this fight. I want to see the Baron fight, though. Please, Observer. Meanwhile, Storm is definitely just dead here, right? You have to imagine. He's got nowhere to go. Meanwhile, this fight over here, Leona's picked up the stun on Nick. Zen goes in. He does get the steal. Storm also dies, so they have to win this fight for RAWR. Lulu goes down, so there's no protection for this Kog'Maw. Kog'Maw doesn't care, though. There's no threat either. So he's going to go in, ignore the Leona even, go on Zen. They'll get the numbers win, but they do lose the Baron. My game froze. Okay, we're good. But the problem is you gave up so much for this Baron. You did get the steal for the 50-50, but now you just lose soul unless Jace can pull off a miracle. Nick is available, does have smite, so there's just no way Jace should steal this if Nick is playing this correctly. Yeah, okay. I was about to say that would have been something if the lightning bolt stole it. But unfortunately for Blood Moon, they do have to give up soul. The Barons they got are only on their solo laners, and they still have structural damage, so they can't even push that much because there's super minions in the bot lane. But Storm absolutely understood his assignment, by the way. Going in bot lane, seeing that they were chasing him and said, well, I'm committed now, goes towards the enemy base. And just absolutely destroys them. Not destroys them, sorry, destroys their tempo, so that way they can't stop the Baron. By the way, Soul, I think Stream is saying they potentially cannot hear you.
Yep, I understand why. They can now. Wild.
Okay, I hope that wasn't for a while, but...
Oh, I think that was the entire time this game. That's unfortunate.
Oh, exciting. Well, welcome to the stream, Soul. Sorry for talking to myself and just being quiet for a while, I guess, stream. Either way, mid lane's got a really nice push for RAWR, but they're against Baron Maiden, so they have to back off. Storm, meanwhile, not bullying Jace as much as he used to be. I mean, Jace just kills Veronica in front of him, doesn't care. But there's a Kog'Maw behind him now! Maybe you can pick up Storm, you just gotta run away, though. Jace flashes away. Now they got the minion wave and will push in for this inner tower.
Full tempo here from RAWR. They have to fight this. They cannot give this all up. But Jace is just sitting top? Oh, he's cutting the wave.
Yeah, yep. So once this tower wave goes away, there's no fight, but there's no reason to care.
Huge
If you just go
ult.
in, the tower's down. A Mumu ult stops them from running away. Now Nick will go down here, presumably, but so is the enemy team. Blood Moon should absolutely go down here. Arbonne is able to flash out. And so it's only Victor that goes down technically, but that's a lot of damage dealt to their base and to the health bars.
Yeah, actually, I think if you're Blood Moon here, you're kind of happy with that defense. It worked out well. You gave up one tower, picked up 2 solid kills. I'm okay with that. You're buying time. You need more time.
What are you buying time for?
You need Elder.
6-item Kog'Maw. It's super unfortunate, but I agree. They have to buy time just as a player. Oh wait, Nighthawk gonna face check here. Goes with a ward, so he's safe for now. But cheeky little play there. You're buying time. It just feels really bad to be buying time against a super late game scaling comp. But you wait till Nick maybe makes a mistake once again. Actually, maybe the mistake is Shaco because he's getting engaged on. There's no ability to protect Kog'Maw now, and there's no ability to protect Orianna. Lulu ult is gonna do as much as it can, but Jenka is absolutely gonna go down. And that is a huge tempo play. Teleport's coming in. There's no Lulu ult. There's no Lulu ult. Victor gets the flash out of Kog'Maw. Shaco has to walk a really awkward way. Amumu's in, though. No ultimate yet. Doesn't matter. Gets Wookiee anyways. Amumu will have ult soon. I think it's up now. Rosalien has to aggressively E away. Once again, my game froze for a second.
My game is frozen as well.
Okay, as long as it's everyone. I believe at the end of this, we will see a Q hit Jace. Okay, there we go. She does hit Jace, and now Amumu's committed. But there's no follow-up yet because they're worried about Leona, of all people. Kog'Maw's still hitting people for free. Nick will go down, Leona will go down. And I believe Kog'Maw should be able to be in good position to win this fight. Ezreal's still kind of annoying him on the side, though. Storm getting on Arbonne is pretty big here. Again, Zen, no way to escape. He will die in that. And that means they have push advantage right now.
Yeah, Yorick just proving to be extremely strong, hard durability in these fights. Like, the trade
still
goes
a
over
gold
3
deficit, by the
for
way.
2. It
For
is,
RAWR.
but at this point, 70k gold per team. Just about everybody's full build.
Teleport is coming in. They're going to take the inhib. They at least get a second inhib, but they already took one Nexus Tower. They could go for more. Victor will be up soon. Oriana used own Resilient. Resilient's even polymorph, so he will go down. And once Ezreal's down, there's no way for Blood Moon to stop this game from ending. Storm is just ignoring Victor. Right-clicking on the Nexus. Now he kind of has to turn. The team is a little split. They're not sure what to do.
They're
Storm
not
is
hitting
sure
the
what to
Nexus?
do.
Okay.
I'm going to hit the Nexus.
Storm engine.
That's so funny. All RAWR just backs off, says, no, we shouldn't do this. And Storm says, I don't care. I'm done.
Crazy game
I'm hitting
one.
it.
Insane back and forth. RAWR's able to take it. Wouldn't call it clean. Scrappy. Scrappy game. Saw a Baron steal.
Absolutely. Wow. And you also saw Carbon doing what it needs to do, which is scale. Which is really good. Regardless, what does this mean for draft implications? Because we saw a lot of different options taken for both teams that they really have to reconsider now. Like the blind pick Volibear, didn't feel like that worked out. And allowing this Kog'Maw to go through. Kog'Maw was picked extremely early. It was very obvious what they were going to do. We're going to pair this with a Lulu or something. And there was just no answer for Mustard Gas.
Yeah, it definitely looked rough. I did see where Volibear was eventually able to handle York in that side lane. It did get to that point, so the pick kind of worked, but I think late game it just kind of fell off. We saw York have far more impact in those team fights, and just pure aggression out of Lord Nick. How do you deal with that if you're Clown Gaming right now, knowing that Lord Nick is going to jump on you anytime at anywhere?
If you're playing against a Mumu, if you're willing to let a Mumu go through draft again, you've got to get some kind of disengage or some way to blow him up, I guess, because there's nothing stopping Nicky from going in. He's going in. It doesn't matter what you have.
Yeah.
But there were times where he went in and he got blown up for it. You keep that energy up, and maybe he'll learn to not do that. Who knows?
Alright, so see.
Looks
Clown
like,
Game is going to stay on blue.
Which I think makes sense. The Ezreal pick is probably still fine. Blind pick. Maybe they change a ban. At the same time, picking Ezreal doesn't give you many options for countering the Kog'Maw in lane, although arguably Ezreal is one of the best for dealing with Kog'Maw with that aggressive pressure.
Yeah. I think you ban out the Lulu if you're worried about them trying to run that comp back. The Lulu kind of breaks that, especially if you already have the J4. If that stays in the ban list, yeah, J4 Ori's pretty devastating combo, so we can't let that through.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're gonna look very good there.
Yeah, Janko played that very well.
And I think that Oriana's one of those champions you don't really feel like you can justify banning, but it's going to quietly be there and be very strong, most likely.
Yeah, I liked how the Oriana looked. I thought Resilient looked very good on the Ezreal. Did play the team fights and the lane pretty well. The Leona also looked really good. Some really nice engages, alt engages, catching the Lulu out.
Yeah, it did feel like, honestly, the Kog'Maw was a factor, but it did feel like RAWR stumbled at certain points with it. And so if Blood Moon want to draft with Kog'Maw more in mind this time, maybe in the AD carry slot especially, it could be potentially possible to see them run it back and allow the Kog'Maw through and take advantage of those mistakes that we saw in the mid game.
Yeah, I've always
especially
been a big believer,
around that bot side fight.
You know, once you take a game, you run the same type of comp back.
Mm-hmm.
You know, make the other team show that they can beat it. In this case, it was so razor close. Did they beat it, or did they kind of throw a little bit there?
Mm-hmm.
So there were some key moments that you could really argue that either way. The Baron steal was huge. if they don't get that Baron steal, this game probably ends a bit sooner.
Absolutely.
So a bound absolute hero play off that.
So either way, we're probably going to get into draft pretty soon. It looks like the players are all ready. Oh, they're definitely ready. So I think we're just going to get into
ready
it.
to go. Here we go.
Here we go.
Let's see what bands change. Kind of the same. Talia, same band.
I respect it. If the Orianna was already scary, you don't want an Orianna that can do less in team fights, arguably, but can set up so many picks and roam pretty well. So, you know, I mean, and obviously Talia and Orianna are not the same champions, but they feel like it sometimes.
Same 4
in
bands.
That mage category. Same
Clown,
5 bands.
All right. Clown Gaming says, yeah, we don't need to change it. We beat us. You didn't beat us. That's on our bed.
Yeah, I wonder if RAWR is actually going to change this Poppy ban. Maybe they're not that afraid of it and are willing to ban something that they saw that was good enough here. No, Poppy's gone. They picked the Kog'Maw.
They picked the Kog'Maw. They're just
but
like,
this is really dangerous because, again, RAWR picking it was dangerous as well. Because now you've got full information this time for all 5 of your champions that it's going to be a Kog'Maw comp.
So, do
but
they
I guess
pick...
They decide that,
but do they pick it and flex it mid? And bring out the AP Kog'Maw mid here for Wookiee.
I have not seen AP Kog'Maw in a long time, but man, I love that champion. I know a lot of people hate it because it definitely does one thing and it does it very well. Now, taking away the Lulu for RAWR with a Jinx makes sense. Jinx still likes Lulu pretty much, but Bloodmoon has their own protection. Tom Kench, he's not very good against Kog'Maw, but with Kog'Maw, that Kog'Maw is not dying.
No, it'll be very hard to deal with Kog'Maw. There's some good knockups, engages, and stuns. But I do like RAWR, you know, you can run a Protect the Jinx comp. It does work, works very similar to Kog'Maw, especially once you trigger her passive. She arguably kills faster than Kog'Maw.
Now, Sejuani, Skarner I like a lot more than Sejuani here. Tanks are still just fine. Got a relative buff by being nerfed to the least in items.
Yeah, Skarner brings some nice gank paths, hard CC with the ultimate.
But do we see the Amumu again for RAWR? Because Amumu works almost arguably better with Jinx than Kog'Maw. I feel like there's never a moment where Amumu ult will not be hit with a rain of things from Jinx, at least the rocket.
They agree with you, and we are going to see Lord Nick, round 2, step up so I can bandage toss.
So I wonder if the bans are going to be exactly the same. Aatrox and Camille for RAWR, and then Ornn and Acel for Blood Moon. Looks
York.
like that York's gone,
Fair.
which I respect, because that was another win condition that RAWR utilized pretty effectively.
Yep, York was super annoying. Get it out. Storm played it well. Just show him the respect. It's a good call.
Now the Camille's still gone. I think you put the Ornn ban out there. They decided on Orianna. This time Blood Moon is not showing their mid laner. Last time they did. I think RAWR wants to blind pick their top laner, but they blind pick mid lane instead, taking away the Victor.
Taking the Victor. Ooh.
That would be an aggressive Akali pick. I don't know.
I think that's a self counter.
Really
okay,
to
the Acel makes more sense. Vigar?
You know what? We're just gonna see a mid laner. I'm not sure which one yet, but
alright. I think we're just being trolled at this
laner.
point. So hard scaling it looks like from Blood Moon? Yeah.
Oh, Vagar. Another thing that Tom Kench can eat pretty effectively. Does okay into Victor, scales pretty well, but also kind of bullies him early. And then Mordekaiser.
Alright, this is a lot of AP damage coming out here from CG Blood Moon.
Even Kog'Maw does a lot of magic damage, though. He does do quite a bit of other kinds of damage, too.
Yes, his W damage is pretty insane. 4% max health. Like, and that scales. So
yeah, I think Lord Nick is gonna be building that Abyssal once again, for sure.
Yeah, now it makes sense. You know, I would honestly at this point you stack MR. Skarner's gonna have the heart steal, but
and Gnar is an interesting pickup. It does a nice ultimate combo with Lulu and Amumu. I wonder how it's gonna do in lane though.
I haven't seen Gnar versus Mordekaiser. I'm not familiar in the interactions once they go to Brazil. Does that wall count as a stun if Gnar throws Mordekaiser into the Brazil wall? What does that look like? Chat, do you know? Can you help me here? So super curious. But he does have
gets the guy away from you.
Yeah, he does have the stun and the hop away, so maybe he can kind of kite out that ult.
I would say one interaction with Mordekaiser ult and Gnar ult is that whenever you Mordekaiser ult Gnar, he cannot Gnar your entire team. And that's the biggest interaction, let's be real.
Yes, you do get to take Gnar out of the fight, so if he is in Mega Gnar, we won't see that 5-man into the wall slam.
Regardless, teams were not allowed to run it back. You know, RAWR, you said make him run it back, make him beat it. Maybe you don't, because they showed that they can be pretty competent in their early game at least. But instead, they just said, you know what, we're gonna show you how to play the comp correctly. Take the Kog'Maw away, and just let's see how that works out for them.
Yeah, it's not a true like protect the Kog'Maw type of comp. It's a Veigar coming out. It's a far more aggressive pick. Top lane's gonna try and look for the 1v1, and RAWR mostly ran a protect the Jinx comp. You know, you did bring out another control mage. The only thing really different is Gnar isn't a split pusher. He's more of a team fighter. But that a lot of it's based on the top laner's playability to play around the Mega Gnar bar.
Now, there is one more thing I wanted to bring up with Mordekaiser, because maybe he's not ulting Gnar all the time. Maybe you see Lord Nick go for one of those crazy aggressive ultimates, you don't get Bandage Toss, and you press R on a Mumu before he can ult, and suddenly Lord Nick is just completely out of the fight, and probably dead.
So, is it Lord Nick you take, or do you take away the Jinx?
If you can take the Jinx, you take the Jinx. I just don't know that that's going to be realistic whenever a Mumu is going to be looking for that ultimate on you.
Mustard Gas positioning has been very, very strong. Lord Nick's positioning has been very, very aggressive. So I do agree, of the two of them, Lord Nick's probably going to be the one hugging Mordekaiser. So that's very fair that Lord Nick is probably going to see the inside of Brazil.
And from the inside of Brazil, there's no curse for the enemy team, which is pretty much the entirety of Lord Nick's engage. So, wonder how that's gonna go if that does happen.
Yeah, should be fun to see. So, yeah, game 2. When we get back out of the spectator delay.
Mm-hmm.
Mirrors on the wall, staring back at me. Stranger in the hall, frozen by the scene. Portraits seem to fade, he lost his centerpiece. Can't recall his face, I hope he'll rest in peace. Haunted by my mind, victim or the prey. Everything is fine, take me to my grave. Bury me alive, keeping me astray. Hard to say goodbye to who I am today. Everything is fine, take me to my
Alright, welcome back to the Rift of Clown Gaming versus RAWR. The teams did not switch sides, but you could be forgiven for thinking that, because a lot of the champions did. But here
Mike
we
is on
are,
this time.
regular 5-point. No level 1 nonsense this time. Storm gets to go free. Or I guess Storm didn't really get harassed last time, just got to see everyone walk by.
Yeah, we do see... Voided their own red. With a Mumu starting on the side. Interesting. Double wards for the bot lane.
Extra safe. Maybe they'll do the exact same thing level 1 again. Oh! What they don't actually do again, they actually got the cheese for Blood Moon, but it's on a ward, so...
They do sniff it out.
RAWR has all the options. And this time it's not Leona for Blood Moon, so that level 1's a little bit harder to win if they're on a ward.
Yeah, good
Luckily
ward
they're not
for
in the bush
Shaco.
with the ward. But yeah, that will definitely help their lane a lot.
Yeah, I like seeing that ward come out from the supports or the bot lanes, especially if you've scouted it. We saw that a lot in Sentinel last night.
Okay, so they're aware of this, but Blood Moon is not aware that they know. Look at the positioning though. Shaco's the only one close to them. Mustard is so far away. And now Nighthawk is going to get the minions on him for that transition. The minions are actually a little distracted, so...
A little bit
not
of
a big deal. No health bars really changing that much. But it looks like Cogball once again has the push. This is the second time that a melee champion for Blood Moon has gotten the push. But things can kind of catch up really quickly with those rockets and with Lulu. So they might contest level 2. Yeah. Well, top lane, level 2 goes exactly at the same time. Storm is also going to get Mega pretty quickly. Look at this level 2, they both get it, but the flash over the traps means Nighthawk is directly on Mustard Gas. Now, Mustard Gas is able to run away. Shaco has to flash though, and that is the only summoner. No, Nighthawk flashed as well, yeah, so support's flashed.
Flash ignite
and
down.
one ignite down as well.
Yeah, overall, pretty good engage. Immediately engaged.
Oh, Shaco gets knocked up by that. That's so bad for them. They have to use heal. Resilient is on the Shaco for now. Mustard Gas now the target, but the shield comes out. I mean, still, you're very happy to be winning lane this hard with the Tom Kench. And Mumu going for a really cheesy gank. Red buff taking on Jace, but look at those cannon minion hitting Nick. If he gets Q'd soloed, he might just die. He will give over first blood. Now Storm's gonna be the second one to die. Minion damage will kill Nari. It's just a disaster for RAWR. They look like they were having a bad time bot lane, but wait till you see what happens top lane. Meanwhile, Arbon going for the dive because of how bad bot lane's looking, and they know where Mumu was. Getting onto Shaco, not even taking tower shots for it. Mustard Gas has nowhere to go, no ability to live here. Barrier's gonna make sure Resilient goes down, at least. But that's 4 kills across the entire map, and he gets executed. Just an entire insult to injury there.
Mustard Gas blows the flash to try and get the auto, isn't able to, dies before the auto can get off, and Resilient gets executed for it. Great dive.
Yeah, we're probably not seeing a 3-0 today. That's my prediction, my bold predictions now.
Lord Nick is here.
Oh, R-Bound find Nick, or does Nick find R-Bound? One has a Ruby Crystal versus the other's nothing, though. So I think R-Bound's in a lot of trouble, has the ability to E out, and will do so. Calls all the laners as well.
Good buffer
but
on
I
the
think
hop.
Nick will get this. Crab, he's under trouble though. Tomkitch can stop him for so long. Doesn't get the Q, so he doesn't get out of the knockup. Root doesn't really matter to Cogwong. He was planning on auto-attacking anyways. Cleanse the Polymorph. Mustard Gas, if he gets stunned here, is in a lot of trouble. Resilient getting the damage out while he's cleansed. The shield from Lulu means that they will just trade 1-for-1, but Shaco still is in trouble. Will get blown up by Cogwong, retreats to his own jungle, so Tomkitch will have to walk away. Regardless, that is some more kills for Blood Moon.
Yeah, Resilient able to trade back with that passive.
I think Storm is in a lot of trouble here. Okay, no, he's fine.
So, all of that, and CS is basically even, but a lot of CS being missed because of how much fighting's going on in the bot lane.
Yeah.
These laners...
CS even is 15 right now.
Right?
5 minutes.
At 5 minutes. That is not where you want to be at 5 minutes.
I mean, if I've got 4 kill participation, I'll accept it as Kog'Maw. Let's be real.
Clown Gaming's definitely getting the better end of that trading for all the kill participation that they've gotten.
Alright, up 2.5k right now whenever first resets are just coming out is absurd.
Yeah, gets the back, recurve, longsword, feels good on the Kog'Maw.
And feels good whenever your Tomkitch is just engaging constantly, but he gets rooted, so even the Kog'Maw gets rooted. There is a Skarner here though. Skarner does not have flash, so I don't think they want to hard force it. I don't know though, he's looking. He's still looking. Mustard Gas is not aware yet. I think they're going to be aware just now. And if this last stack goes on Mustard Gas, he's going to get stunned, does so. Goes into the wall, so the Polymorph will not save Mustard Gas. And that is the 3rd death in 6 minutes for this Jinx. She is not getting the late game easily.
Now, you can definitely see the heavy focus now being forced on bot lane here by Clown Gaming. But since Jace got that double kill, you don't... Well, I say Jace, it's Mordekaiser. That's going to be fun. You're not really going to have to pay attention to Mordekaiser anymore. Andy's 6, so he turns anything into 1v1. And Clown Gaming's going to transition that gank into Dragon.
Yeah, and I don't see how RAWR even, you know, regroups from this. If you're a player, you have a level 3 Jinx right now. With 23 CS. I mean, because Kog'Maw also has
Bound is here again, looking, just wanting them to step out from tower. They're going to go for this again.
Yeah, I don't know. It feels so bad for Mustard Gas here, because he needs that protection he had last game. It's just not materializing. And Moon's nowhere near. He's going for the grubs, potentially.
Bound is still here. Patience.
Yeah,
he's wasting a lot to stay here this long.
I mean, if you waited this long, you're definitely going to go in. Doesn't get the knockup there, but there is no Polymorph anymore. The Jinx gets stunned up, and Dalbaron does not care about these tower shots yet. Barrier baits pretty hard, though, and Nighthawk will care about the tower shots, so he will have to walk away.
Wookiee's here with 6.
Like
Can R the wall.
Barrier flash is over. There's no Lulu wall, because Lulu's still level 5. However, Wookiee will die for this. And that Jinx isn't really worth that much gold to get to ask, is it really worth it? But man, the mental damage to Mustard Gas has to be intense.
Yeah, sadly Nighthawk isn't quite 6 yet, so he can't eat the Vigard and run away. Welcome to Brazil and
the
Mumu.
Void Realm already. I wasn't expecting it to be the first ultimate of the game for Mordekaiser. But Nick is in trouble. There's a Gnar coming. Just Gnar doesn't really prevent anyone from doing stuff if he's not Mega yet. I mean, Nick's just gonna die here before Mega Gnar comes out, I believe. He comes out now. He gets stunned. Nick is still alive at 1 health. At the same time, now you're fighting a Mordekaiser, so you can't really fight 1v1. And Amumu's not really in position to help you. He's in the enemy jungle. Veigar at any point could try to find him.
Yeah, this I think
it will be Mordekaiser.
He still dies here.
Nick, yeah, I think Nick is just dead. Let's see who they give it over to, because someone gets this kill. Will be Veigar. Walks away from the death as well.
That was so well played by Storm to get him out of there. He just needed to go out through river and he would have been safe. Just small choices. Ends up giving over another kill to Veigar.
Yeah. Yep, they did get the grubs for it. So they've got 1 strength, which is that maybe they can leverage that into plates to try to leverage themselves into some, you know, range of gold. Because right now they're down so much. It's 3K.
Yeah, like, it's there, but boy, you have to stop this bleeding. Bound looking to make another play.
Yeah, it's now top lane, but Mega Gnar is available pretty soon. I don't know that he finishes that Mordekaiser ult. Storm is able to just walk away, but now he's like, wait a second. I'm gonna have Gnar somewhat soon. It's not up yet. I think even at level 1, the cooldown's pretty long. Usually it's like up every time you're Mega Gnar. But he is Mega now. He gets the stun off pretty soon. Shield's there, but the Mega Gnar heals too. The W missing is a big deal though. Flash for Flash. Jace also takes damage in the rock! Means that he will have to walk away, but he does so with his life because it's just barely not enough. Storm jumps over the Skarner, doesn't get the stun off, it doesn't matter. A Moo can come and get the stun. Mininar though doesn't take that much, he will die to the rock. And Nick, I think he wins this 1v1, it's just gonna take a bit, so bear with us as we watch Outbound Shield,
slowly
get
take
some
down.
rocks, and then die.
Lord Nick able to clean that up off the back of the play. And we're having another fight.
I think Shaco's in trouble again. Oh, but the polymorph getting in range so that way you don't get knocked up is really cute. Definitely takes some guts.
Yeah, I like the commitment there from Shaco. That was a beautiful poly. Cancel the knockup.
And it looks like Skarner will be on the bot side of the map again. Dragon's up in 1 minute. I just don't know if you can even play for the dragon with your Jinx being this far behind. I mean, I don't know. Kog'Maw hasn't recalled yet. If he doesn't recall within the next 30 seconds, he won't be there for Dragon if they started immediately. So we'll see.
Yeah, they are winning this mid lane prio. CS is
well, Monster has no mana too. No mana, no teleport.
Yeah, I don't think Jaga can stop this back this time.
I mean, that's fine, right? You push in the wave and you get started on Dragon because Kog'Maw hasn't recalled yet. So even though your Jinx is super far behind, items in inventory, they're even.
Yeah, you got 40 seconds. They're going to look to make a pick.
Although not if Kog'Maw gets this trade-off so hard. Now, Lulu does get shield, and they do get the cleanse, so Resilient will lose some health there. And Mumu slipped in, though. They don't want to start Dragon. They want to bait this Skarner. I just don't know if they know the Skarner's there. Yeah. If they don't and Mustard gets engaged on, it's a huge problem. There's no mid laners coming, I believe. No teleports available. I will give Monster teleport now, actually. Nick is going to get knocked up, not quite, and now he's in position to ultimate if he wants. They don't want the 3v3, though. Watch the Skarner ult. It's going to find just the Amumu. Amumu will be able to survive and ult all 3 of them. There is a teleport coming, though. Rocket almost kills Resilient, but he's resilient enough to live. And that means Jinx doesn't get excited. They get the teleport off, which means they can go for their second dragon.
So close to taking down Resilient there, getting the resets to turn that fight. The damage just isn't there from all that early pressure.
Oh, if you chunk Arbound, they might not have as free a dragon as they initially planned. Because Kog'Maw's not here anymore, Mustard Gas is available with no mana, but he's an A to carry. They'll have to back off the dragon.
Yeah, just enough poke damage on a bound. They're not able to start up that dragon. And it did waste a lot of time for Vigar. Did pick up, he is sitting 3-1, but now you're losing plates, you're starting to lose experience.
Oh, and maybe you can get him back by making the Tahm Kench commit onto him. Flashes over the Stunfield. Jinka also has to flashes on Mordekaiser coming as well, though. Mumu's here first. They get the kill on Tahm Kench. That's not the damage dealer, though. Resilient, still free to hit. Gets stunned up by Nick. I believe this is a sacrifice. Arbound is also available, looking for the Eon Victor. Victor's just going to leave his friend into the Death Realm. And Mumu will go down because of it. And that will definitely be the dragon, you have to imagine.
Yeah, they should have enough people here now. I'm kind of surprised Jenko walked away from that with the mana bar not to go on the Kog'Maw there. And doesn't look like they're going to be able to contest dragon. They're just going to give.
Alright, but they will take their 6 grubs, you know. At the end of the day, you'd probably rather be on the dragon side against their team comp, but 6 grubs is nothing to sneeze at.
Yeah, 2 early dragons. And it's gonna be another Ocean Soul.
Hey, Kog'Maw's and Ocean Souls. That's what we're seeing today, apparently.
Last night was all Chemtech Souls. Here we got Ocean Souls. It's fun.
For sure, for sure. Now, Lord Nick has not committed to these grubs, so it looks like that's not their priority. Meanwhile, Tahm Kench has walked all the way up here, and I think since they're going for the kill, not for the grubs. Storm, however, just jump over. No big deal.
Yeah,
so
good
now they get a lot of mid pressure and bot lane pressure.
That is full priority here for the grubs. It looks like Lord Nick's making his way bot again. They want to
Yeah,
dive
they want to dive this
Kog'Maw.
Kog'Maw is known for his protect the Kog'Maw comps. If you take away the protection because he's off doing grubs, who does Kog'Maw turn to? Probably into dust once the Mumu dives. Now Tahm Kench is coming because they see that no one's showing up for the grubs, and Kog'Maw has backed off. That ward is a little aggressive. Gets it off without dying though. That means the first tower potentially could go to this Jinx. I mean, Jinx does tower so fast, but looks like they're just gonna accept 4 plates out of 5. Because now the enemy team has reconsidered and recollected down here.
Yeah.
They're even bringing Mordekaiser.
Masuga slowly getting back into this game on this climb. 1-4-1, but 95 CS. Did get 4 plates. So it doesn't feel as bad as it did.
But this means that actually no one got the, or no, they got 2 grabs. I see Nick is actually in there. I think he gets on Resilient here, and that's a big deal. There's no Prince available up soon. But MMO just does no follow-up right now, and Mordekaiser is available to make sure there is none. Now, I think Rocket could potentially... Nope, not with that damage. Oh, Victor's got that damage, though! Because he W's into the Victor. Now Rocket could definitely kill Comtench, but it's got to thread through some people and find the Tahm Kench.
There's no mana for it.
And absolutely. Meanwhile, they're just going to use the Herald mid lane because there's no one to catch that.
Yeah, that TP coming out could sacrifice mid lane here. Those grubs are big.
Right, if Victor doesn't have flash, Dinka has to be very careful of the... Oh, what? Dinka wants to go back in, but it's a Mordekaiser with ultimate that you were going in on. Jinx cannot help you there. And he doesn't even need to use it, just kills him on his own. Lord Nick, once again, his over-aggression making him pay.
Yeah, questionable play to go in there on a Mordekaiser sitting with ult. Maybe he thought it was the Tahm Kench, but that's critical mistake.
Shaco's protecting this tower. You will not get this tower today, Jace. First tower's for my Jinx. I promised it to her. But I don't know how likely that is because there's another wave coming and absolutely no protection other than Shaco for this tower.
Yeah, Jinx just now leaving base. Gonna be kind of tough. And they don't even get mid tower. Mid tower both super low.
Oh, he's like, wait a second. There's no Jinx here. You can't fool me. I'm gonna take this tower. And that is a lot of gold to Jace.
Yeah, is able to pull up first tower kind of in a 1v2. We'll give him credit for it. 1v2 tower.
So the duo for Blood Moon are up here. They got the tower bot lane despite not having that, which is nice. No objectives for quite a while. Dragon's up in a minute. But I don't know that they can really bully this Gnar. Gnar is definitely one of those champions that can 1v2 from a distance and be totally fine with it, especially into something like Kog'Maw.
Yeah, there's not huge kill threat there as long as he can time out the Mega Gnar correctly. But I think he definitely feels better in that lane than it is going against...
Cannon? Cannon? And it dies. Nice.
Goes down to the little warrior minion. Hero play.
All it needed. So, this dragon spawns in 40 seconds. You give this over to the Kog'Maw team, you are under immense pressure for the rest of the game that you cannot give them another dragon. At the same time, your Jinx has only barely caught up to Kog'Maw. Arguably not really. I mean, Megatron Cloak isn't necessarily a huge power spike, but... Going for the QSS, I think, by the way, for a Mumu. Which I really appreciate.
I think if
the
you're
best protection you can give it yourself.
Yeah, you have to give this if you are. You just need more time to scale. You know, you'd be better off fighting on the 4th Drake than you are right now. That your odds are higher.
Now let's see if they agree with you, because they look like they're giving it up. Yet last time I said that,
suddenly they started fighting for it.
And it looks like Blood Moon are showing that they are playing it pretty slow. Like, their duo is still mid despite Skarner starting the dragon. Mordekaiser is even teleporting away. And that kind of changes the math. Your Gnar can teleport in, has Mega Gnar available. Maybe you even fight after the dragon goes down because you're down the 5v4 advantage. Nick cannot get into the pit yet. He's in there now, flashes in. Does not get it, but the fight should absolutely go their way. There's no Mordekaiser. Skarner only delays, has to flash over. Resilient will not be resilient enough whenever so many people jump on him. They do eventually get Gnar. The rest of the team is going down, and this is at 18 minutes, so there's no Baron threat. But, oh, Wookiee gets another one, too.
Wookiee able to land the final Q.
Essentially their entire team for that dragon.
Yeah, they get the dragon. Lord Nick smites early, Abound doesn't panic, cleans it up, still lands a decent ultimate, but the fight goes RAWR's way. Saving grace, Wookiee Monster manages to clean up Jinx at the very tail end of that fight before dying himself. But you got 2 kills over on Jinx.
And it has to be asked, was the greed worth it? It was one thing to send the duo mid and just have your Skarner solo. It's another to show your Mordekaiser teleporting top. Especially whenever Storm is in Meganar, or at 90% I believe. So he's in prime position to teleport in.
Yeah, it was a completely free teleport. Once that had burned, they knew it was going to be the 5v4. And it does go in their favor. They even pick up a tower off the back end.
So there's no Kog'Maw yet, but Kog'Maw is on the way, and there's one thing Tahm Kench can do, is can slow you down until his carry gets there. Looks like maybe the flash forward, the shield though! There's a lot of times used. Ignite finally goes down, Resilient also picks it up with the ultimate. But Shaco getting caught and then dying a very slow and painful death.
Yeah, almost ended up escaping there with the Lulu shield and speed buff, but able to get just enough damage in. Good ult positioning from Resilient to clean that up. But we are now at a 5k gold lead here for Clown Gaming. It has slowly been expanding.
3 dragons.
Yeah, regardless of that one team fight win, where it started to turn a little bit here for RAWR.
Lord Nick, this crab is not yours. There's a lot of people chasing him. There's a Veigar on the other side too. Now he's not willing to commit more than just the cage. But once Tahm Kench gets here, he's going to get slowed and knocked up. The stun field from Victor saves him for now. But Skarner can just run over it. Well, it's onto him. Poor Lord Nick. He's just constantly getting CC'd. Is able to queue out a little bit. Resilience on the other side though. Ultimate now just to save his life. But there's still a cage, so he can't get out. There's no movement ult now. But Kog'Maw's completely out of position. And his chunks has to get eaten by Tahm Kench. It's just a 1-for-1 now, despite how awful that looked at the beginning. And Resilient is too low to continue the fight. Meanwhile, top lane, I believe Jace has this. Meganar is not going to be enough whenever you're against a Mordekaiser who's built for 1v1s. Is not able to get the ult off in the wall. Now the ult field should go in now. I think he can walk away at least.
Yeah, they had to expend so much down bot lane to take out Lord Nick there. He ends up living forever. Some bandage toshes over to Gromp. Just really good smart positioning, fancy footwork. It just all ends up being a single 1-for-1 trade.
And they had to be a little bit more careful with Resilient, who wanted to press the go button. My team's getting a pick. I need to go, go, go. Suddenly he found himself in a really awkward position. Now, he did have the protection of Tahm Kench, so maybe that was calculated. Yet at the same time, you have to remember yourself as Kog'Maw. You are going to be the target the instant people show up.
Alright, Soul Point, or rather Soul, in with 130.
And I just don't know if they can fight this. Look at Jinx's inventory. It's Kraken Slayer and 3 daggers. Arguably, those daggers will show up into most of an item whenever they go for the final reset before Dragon.
Yeah,
but look across and you see a Bork and a Wit's End for the Kog'Maw.
Yeah, and we don't see the Jinx back coming in here. Almost has that second item. Needs a little more gold to polish that off.
Yeah, greeting for the Rapture to make sure that she can get it, but this does mean you're gonna have to face check into them, and face checking into the enemy team is so hard. Whenever they're playing Protect the Kog'Maw, and they've got a Tahm Kench and a Veigar cage. Still hasn't gotten the reset off. 50 seconds till Dragon spawns. You technically have time.
Yeah.
But the more you greed this, the harder it is to actually get into the pit.
Yeah, you're conceding all of the vision and setup, which is not what you want to do. Now the back finally comes out here from Mustard Gas. Didn't pick up any CS there in the last 10 seconds, so it feels like a bit of wasted time. Does pick up
finish
Phantom.
an item though. Phantom Dancer's down. And that is a pretty big power spike. But they cannot do what they did last time and give the dragon but win the fight. They have to do both.
Gnar TP is up for this.
Kind of aggressive though. He gave up his position of making them face check into them by just showing, trying to ease someone, and now, yes, they have positional advantage, but everyone knows what's going on here. I think that's a huge loss for Blood Moon, but at the same time, they're still super ahead. They've got mid-wave. I don't think they're losing this dragon. I think Jinx is actually in a lot of trouble here. Can't get out of the field, gets hit by the Q. Arbin might just kill. Tahm Kench will take that tower for a long time. Flash in from Wookiee Monster, will not be deterred by the barrier. Now Wookiee Monster getting hit by Jenga, but there's a Tahm Kench and a teleport coming in. Lord Nick can't kill him alone. We'll try to do so. Gnar will get Mordekaiser at a tower, but Mordekaiser doesn't care about the tower. Mimic ult's pretty good. There's just no damage though because there's no Jinx. And whenever you don't have Jinx, they do get the support at least. but they lose the fight and they lost the Ocean Soul. Skarner's even going in for more. Only gets the tank, doesn't matter. He'll tank the tank. Storm is able to jump out at least, but I mean, you're running away. Yet at the end of the day, you're still gonna lose your tower and you're against an Ocean Soul.
Yeah.
In fact, they're not running away. They're fighting on a tower. That tower will not protect you. Rookie Monster's the one tanking it, but he's got Ocean Soul. He's not dying anytime soon. Tower's gonna go down anyways. Storm doesn't even have Mega or Gnar ultimate for his Mega. Nick's stuck in the cage as well. Has to flash out. They fought so long that Jinx is finally up. I just don't know if they get the fight afterwards because Storm flashes in to try to fight and will die. And that means Baron's on the table, along with their Ocean Soul.
Yeah, we do see the pings coming down for Baron now. Looks like that's going to go over uncontested. We saw a couple wild things happen, a ton of action. RAWR did pick up the top lane tower there. Storm was able to do that before the TP. And then we just saw the continual go in, fight under tower. But it was too late once Ocean Soul had already been claimed. They were able to isolate Mustard Glass, and Wookiee Monster just picked it up there basically in the 1v1.
Yeah, and there's just no steal possibility here. I guess Jinx Soul isn't even available, so they don't even bother being in the area. Baron's just the icing on the cake, and you don't really need it whenever you got Ocean Soul and a Kog'Maw, I promise you. But you're kind of passing the wrong way.
Yeah,
just don't have the CC really to pick him up. He just doesn't care. You can walk through mid, doesn't matter. I don't care, I'll heal it up with Ocean Soul.
Yeah.
I want this wave.
I think at that point they probably should have dove that. So they knew Resilient was alone. You have the Lulu ult up.
What's coming in actually? They're the ones getting jumped on right now. Gnar's not available, does not have teleport. Cage will not find Shaco because he flashes. If they find one person here, this could be the end of the game. Luckily, RAWR is able to utilize their tools to get out, only losing Shaco Flash.
Yeah, great job not overextending. I probably would have died there. Like I said, I go for that Kog'Maw to get the kill, and then the whole team dies.
I mean, sometimes you just have to make that play whenever you're so far behind. You at least try to find one pick. Maybe they're really playing really badly, or maybe they have a teleport available and a Tahm Kench available. You just don't know. You just gotta hope they messed up. Gnar's got a really crazy flank, by the way, but he's got no energy. Mini Gnar is not a flanker. This does not work. They're still gonna try it though. Gnar is here. Resilient says, I'm a better AD carry than you. So Storm will have to jump away. It's just unfortunate. Mega Gnar, that play might work.
Yeah, well, they are able to crack the base. They get mid inhib tower. So, little exposed. Elder coming up in 3, Baron in 4.
Yeah, no objectives up is kind of nice whenever you're this far behind. At the same time, you really think 3 minutes is going to change your chances into Ocean Soul, Veigar, Mordekaiser, Tahm Kench, Kog'Maw? I don't know, man.
You really wish they would have done you a favor and taken that inhib so you could farm for 3 minutes there. So smart on Cloud Gaming not to take the inhib to give them that extra CS.
Yeah, because it would have spawned around the same time the objectives were up, so it really wouldn't have done much except give them perma push mid. Yes. Which has pluses, but it also has minuses.
Yeah, Jinx does have a good amount of CS for where she's at, but not quite done with Last Whisper, but is starting to catch up to the Kog'Maw.
Now, can Lord Nick find the godlike engage that kills someone before their Ocean Soul starts cooking and killing them too much? I don't know. I mean, he's found some interesting engages before.
I don't think Jace is the one.
Good. I mean, it's gonna have to be the one for now. He's gonna just hit the tower. Rocket gets dodged by ulting Lord Nick. Storm is preparing the wave, so that way the wave isn't hitting him. But no, he's waiting for this to end. Will come out now. There's still a Mimu ult. I don't know if he wants to commit it. He does. Meanwhile, on the top side, Kog'Maw's chasing down Lulu. This is not how it's supposed to go. Mordekaiser flashes out. Still will get eaten by Tahm Kench, so he's still alive. But that means Resilient has to cleanse because there's no Tahm Kench ult for him. Tahm Kench going to walk away. The Skarner is in the enemy base looking for some kind of E over the enemy wall. And there's 2 inhibs down now. I think Storm has found Jace though. This might be enough. Ocean Soul is just so hard to beat though. And Mustard Guys has no mana. He just can't fight Resilient 1v1, especially not whenever there's so many people around him. So he will go down. Storm will definitely go down to this Kog'Maw passive. But at least Resilient died, despite the Ocean Soul. I just don't think they need him to win this game.
Yeah, it ends up turning into a 1v3 at the end of the day. Just kind of crazy in and out, back and forth fight. And I think they look to
Okay,
end
so they've
here.
got the double suppression. They got it through the cage as well. I don't know how that works, but Nick doesn't have ult, but isn't going to die anytime soon. Wookiee Monster looking for it at least. But without the damage from Vhagar, it just doesn't happen. Lulu ult will protect him for now. He will finally go down to the cooldowns. But it looks like that since they spent so much time chasing Lord Nick, they're not confident to end this with Jinx up. So they instead will attack the final inhibitor tower and the final inhibitor.
Yeah. How they can say, do we want the base or are they going to turn for Elder? Looks like the call is Elder. It does give RAWR a chance to fight this, but no Lord Nick.
I mean, does it really count as a fight? There's no smite. Amumu will be eventually there. I just don't know that they can even leave the base. I'm not sure this really counts as a fight, as it were.
Either they move to fight this or the game's over anyways. Like, you have to make a stand. This is the stand. There's no way you fight Elder.
Well, the fight was one rocket. Went a little early. They give up Elder.
Yep, so we're just going to go down. And this base defense becomes next to impossible now at this point.
They can also leverage the Elder for Baron if they feel like the purple buff is better for killing the Nexus. They really can do whatever they want at this point. They've got full impunity.
Yep, full control. What's that, 14k gold lead? 13k right now.
Plus a Kog'Maw, plus an Ocean Soul.
Yeah, let's check Vhagar stacks. Apologies, I have not been keeping up with Vhagar stacks. 322. What was that? 998. There we go. 1k on the AP buff.
Very nice. And now that we've got 1k, we can end the game. I think that's what was in the comms of Bloodmoon right now.
Yeah. Right.
Let's go in the game. Our
Boys, hit 1k, we're done.
Let's go.
Chico
So they're gonna collect
really
the
careful
waves.
here.
Pushing them in one at a time is a little awkward, but it just really doesn't matter. The technique can be as messy as you want it to be. Looks like top's going to be the next wave to come in. And that tower's already chunked to half. So I think Kog'Maw might just right-click it. You don't even need Kog'Maw to right-click it. Nick is in, though! He's got a really good ultimate! Resilience still alive, though, and that's the one you need to take down. Jace has found a Mumu. The Gnar ultimate is good, but Skarner's ultimate is even better! We'll pick up the Jinx, and without Jinx, there's just not enough damage. Resilient will be completely untouched after that initial burst. And they will win the game.
Yeah, Clown Gaming's gonna tie it up here. Pretty clean game, pretty dominant game here out of Clown to take the 1-1. Definitely different than we saw here from game 1.
Absolutely. I mean, Kog'Maw still won at the end of the day, but I feel like Kog'Maw this time was ahead the entire time, whereas before it was more Clown Gaming stumbling their lead and letting Kog'Maw get back into the game.
Yeah, we saw the one team fight come across, which RAWR picked up, but outside of that, it was pretty much Clown Gaming full control. Very methodical. Took all 3 inhibs, took the Elder, so got every dragon. Just good objective control out of Clown Gaming.
Absolutely. But what does this mean for draft? Because now there's 2 things. First of all, Kog'Maw has apparently become the patch meta for these 2 teams in particular. It's a really unique situation where, because there's probably been no scrims, there's been no competitive play on this patch. This meta is all the meta that matters, right? They're not going to pull out something from some game they saw recently last week or something. Currently, in this particular meta between these 2 teams, Kog'Maw is the pick.
Yep, it is a Kog'Maw meta.
A huge advantage.
Kog'Maw undefeated?
I mean, just between these 2 teams, by the time it gets to next week and one of these teams plays in the finals, Kog'Maw could be seen as useless. But apparently, these 2 teams seem to think it's pretty good and have shown it.
Yeah, right now, the Protect the Kog'Maw comps. Pretty solid. Looking good.
And we'll have to see if that bears through in other leagues as well. Warden tomorrow, of course. We'll maybe see this and go, we should try Kog'Maw on scrims tonight. Or maybe they won't. Maybe they'll come up with some other comp. Regardless, I'm imagining RAWR is going to pick blue side. We haven't gotten confirmation yet. And once that goes through, I'm imagining Kog'Maw will either be banned by Clown Gaming, or we will see Kog'Maw on blue side again.
Yeah, if it's you on that side, do you ban the Kog'Maw? If you're Clown Gaming? If you're red.
Well, the thing is they blind pick Kog'Maw, and I haven't picked my Ezreal yet this time. I think RAWR has the option to leave it open. I just also imagine Bloodmoon's 100% picking it if you do. So that could be its own advantage, where you know the Kog'Maw is coming, and so you can talk many minutes in advance, like, what are we going to do about this Kog'Maw? So I think that it depends on the how that discussion goes, essentially.
Yeah, I have to say this is one of the few times I can't remember anything recently where I've seen Kog'Maw first pick blue side and still win. So that
I
was
just think
wild
that
to see.
There is a chance that Blood Moon could use that as a trap, but it's really up to them how they want to play this. I think the players are taking some kind of 5-minute break or something, so I think we're gonna take a quick break, and then we'll be back with a draft.
Alright, we'll be right back with draft for game 3.
Okay, so I have to contradict myself a bit because there's two changes that change everything that I said about draft. One, RAWR's actually chosen red side, so who knows what's going on with the Kog'Maw. Second of all, we've changed out Lord Nick for Puff, which is definitely an interesting decision. I think that means Amumu's probably not going to be the pick because I don't see a reason to switch out Lord Nick if he's doing that Amumu stuff the same way consistently every time for someone else that's going to play Amumu. So that means the jungle pool is going to be drastically different for this draft, I imagine.
Yeah, it should be with Puff coming in here. So maybe we don't see. Sorry, lobby chat broke me. We don't see that hard aggression every moment from a Mumu, just from the shadows.
Absolutely. But I wonder what kind of jungler we're gonna see from RAWR to bring this back in. And I'm wondering if Blood Moon is confident enough to first play Kog'Maw against a potentially new jungler and a RAWR that, you know, has chosen red side, which means that they're not banning Kog'Maw. They've got a plan for it, surely. You can't just choose red side. Oh my gosh, they picked Kog'Maw again. How could this happen? They've got a plan. Now, whether that's banning Kog'Maw or putting Puff on some kind of carry that can destroy Kog'Maw, we'll see. So the bans are going to stay the same for now, though.
Yeah, we keep the J4 ban. I agree, J4 is still really dangerous. The Taliyah ban stays.
Now, this might be where it switches up a little bit. You could attack the Kog'Maw comp a little bit, especially if they wait Tom Kench, I think would make sense even if they don't pick Kog'Maw. But it's still just going to be the same bans. Moving up to Poppy means maybe the Viego is different. They're going to take away Kog'Maw themselves, so they value red side for some reason other than baiting Blood Moon into Kog'Maw. They just want to ban it, but the dropped ban was Viego, and Viego's immediately picked up by Blood Moon.
Yeah. I like the Kog'Maw ban here. Honestly, it's been winning every series. If you're not wanting to play it or let it through, then, you know, you have to take out that ban. So the Viego pickup here for Abound.
But at the same time, RAWR probably saw this coming. You drop one of your bans, the big expectation is on blue side, they're going to pick it. Maybe they don't have a plan for Kog'Maw, maybe they have a plan for Viego. And it starts with Jhin.
Yeah, Jhin, solid ADC, has the long range engage, decent lockdown, really solid in a pick comp, but a very slow objective taker.
So what do you pair with Jhin whenever you've got this Viego showing to try to make his life as miserable as possible for first picking it? I mean, there's a lot of options. Anything that can chunk him out before he really gets going is... Oh, Nunu's another thing. I feel like this is a reason to bring someone in. So whenever they got a niche pick like Nunu, they're showing it early, but considering Blood Moon haven't changed their bans, I doubt that Blood Moon really wanted to add Nunu to the ban list, and Nunu could do a lot of work into that Viego. Just depends.
Yeah, it is hard to justify a Nunu ban straight out of the box. At the end of the day, it's a Nunu. But a really good Nunu can flip a game on its head, especially against a Viego who needs to get his camps in. And Nunu is really good at stealing away all your camps.
But this is such a strong duo lane coming out from Blood Moon. It's Leona's locked in. Kai'Sa, Leona. Kai'Sa's got lethal tempo again. I don't think she's going to take it, but who knows? I mean, you could always experiment with the new lethal tempo.
Now is the perfect time
all
to
the item
experiment.
nerfs. I mean, it's hard to say because item nerfs usually hurt Kai'Sa because she's got strong, necessary breakpoints, right? You need 100 AD, 100 AP. Those don't change with nerfs. The items recently lost AD and AP, so I don't know that Kai'Sa had the greatest time on this patch, but maybe there's a build out there that still works very well.
Sorry, I got distracted by the GIF. Thank you, Shaco. I appreciate that. I didn't need that in my life right now.
Regardless,
oh god. So,
Dom is
Aatrox
locked in.
ban.
Classic answer to Leona. Gives you an ability to disengage whenever Leona goes in, and suddenly she's caught alone. Bans are going to be pretty much the same though. Orianna ban, I believe, was last game.
Yeah. Well, you want to take out that Wombo. Nunu alt, Ori alt is a bad day. So that makes a lot of sense to get rid of the Orianna here.
And is it another Camille ban? Or do they feel like they can answer it? No, it will
and
be
this
banned.
has to be the Yorick. It is.
Mm-hmm. Now, I don't think they're going to blind pick Victor. I could be wrong. Victor here would be okay, but then you're like really light on physical damage. Unless your top laner goes something like Gnar again. Looks like they will lock in Victor blind again. And do you lock in the Veigar? Because it worked out well last time. Veigar, though, if he uses his cage poorly, might find a Nunu much more annoying to deal with than a Mumu.
Yeah. A lot of pressure here is going to be on Wookie. He played with the cage very well early. Ooh, I like the Ari a lot better.
A lot safer into Nunu, I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, it is a lot more flashier.
You can always land the charm on Snowball. You can always land the charm on the Snowball. You can always ult away from the Snowball. And then you have a lot more tools to help out your team whenever... Veigar is basically just the cage and damage. Ari brings a lot more to the table, including mobility.
Yeah, back to the Mordekaiser. Really good call. Very heavy dive comp here. Ari, Kai'Sa, Leona, Viego. Everybody wants to go forward, and Mordekaiser is going to lock somebody in the 1v1.
Right, but does RAWR have the ability to do damage with just Jhin for physical damage? I mean, Nunu and Victor are going to do quite a bit of damage, don't get me wrong. But if Leona builds Merc Treads, Viego builds some kind of MR item, Mordekaiser's certainly going to stack MR, Leona obviously as well, besides just the Merc Treads. Is Jhin really going to be enough to shoot down all of these people diving him?
Yeah, it's going to be really tough. I mean, you're probably going to have to see something big here like Renekton.
That is a physical damage threat that will destroy people diving in if they're not careful. And it looks like it will be locked in.
Yeah. Like the pick. I think Gwen probably a little bit stronger. It does make you pretty heavy AP, but Gwen handles Mordekaiser very well.
Yeah, and arguably the true damage is like its own third category of damage where you can't really just stack MR. Because the true damage will get you anyways. But at the same time, you just don't have to build an armor, so there's still some gold efficiency there if you take the Gwen. Especially since Jhin is just not doing that damage except for the squishies like Kai'Sa. Maybe Viego.
Yeah, the 4 shots are always a thing, but there is some decent lockup. So a lot of pressure on Puff here. Coming in off the bench, or you weren't available game 1 and 2. Yeah, series is 1-1, so you're not down 2-0. You're still in it.
Yeah.
You know, coming in, and you really have to flip the tempo. You kind of got smashed last game. Game 1, razor tight, both sides. Game 2 was not pretty. So we're going to see how we can really pilot that.
The teams are completely different. Not just the jungle change, but the champions as well. I mean, actually looking at it, there are very few champions that share a pool with the champions we saw last game. I think it's
Leo and Victor.
No, 9? 8? Wait, let me think.
We
Victor
saw Leo last game.
Mordekaiser.
Game 1 we saw Leo, so I think just the Mordekaiser's here. And the Victor, you're right.
Yeah. So, if that doesn't change the series, I don't know what does. They're starting a new best of 3 with some information gained. Hey, don't let Kog'Maw through. Let's see if we can handle the Viego.
Yeah, I like it. I do like the Viego here. Like, they've been banning it. Yeah, it does add a pressure to Bound to be just like, now he's got to justify why it was banned. Yeah, if you make him pay for it, really messes up RAWR's draft then, because now you have to ban the Kog'Maw and the Viego, and you're going to have to release either Poppy or Hwei.
At the same time, if it works out that Viego's too good, maybe you just go blue side and pick Kog'Maw, or make them ban it. So they've got an out at least if they lose this game, but then they have to win game 5 on red. So maybe, hopefully, they can prove that not banning Viego wasn't a mistake.
Completely agree. We're going to have to see. Pressure on the jungles. Game 3. When we return after Spec Delay.
flower, mine is lost. Beyond space, beyond time, give me a fire, clear my mind. Tale of love, so divine. You are human, just like now. I can see it in the dark. Take my hand and bring me back. Call me by name, I will wait. Tell me your secrets, be my friend. Beyond me, with the light, I am dreaming every night. You are both fucking mixed. You are human, you and me. I can see it in the dark. Take my hand and bring me back. Take my hand and bring me back.
Welcome to the Rift for the third game of Cloud Gaming versus RAWR. Blue side versus red side still, but both teams are stacking up for top lane, which is going to be kind of explosive. I think this favor. I don't even know which one this favors. It depends on how people start as well. What abilities they
Great
start.
ward from
but it
Storm.
definitely favors the team on a ward. Definitely favors the team that got a ward off. They do spot it though, so it looks like it's all going to just be all for nothing. I mean, Sweeper's running out, so they don't know they're there. But there's just no CC. There's no catch for RAWR. So even though they catch them face checking into them, just gotta be a little bit of saying hello.
Yeah, Mustard Gas wasn't quite with the team. They couldn't take the 5v5.
Oh, don't get greedy. Don't get greedy for the sword. Oh, Jenka, Charm. Charm starts kind of scary for Ari, especially whenever all she gets for it is a little bit of chunk of Shigo's health.
Yeah, that's not gonna feel great.
Jenka's gonna have an amazingly easy time winning that early push lead whenever Ari has Charm of all things.
Yeah, Jenga kind of bullied Wookie here early on, Victor into the Veigar. Now that there's a Charm start, that's a little sketchy. So the first 3 to 4 waves going to be a little tight.
It's pretty obvious where Puff and Arbound are targeting, arguably, because I believe they both showed topside pretty late into spawning. And that means both teams know where the junglers are. Now, where they end up, who knows? Nunu could pass down towards bot lane, but he also could do some kind of cheesy thing in the top lane.
Yeah, it's good gank assist down bot lane for both sides. High kill potential.
No. Charm start's not so bad if you land every charm.
Yeah, good charm.
Oh, Storm's trading pretty aggressively here versus Jace. I think Jace is actually taking way too much damage from minions. Mordekaiser does get a lot of healing back with that shield. Just doesn't have that shield yet, though. Level 2 comes out for both players, so it's a full Rage Renekton. So Jace has to flash away, and Nunu is on the way. No flash for Jace. Here. Absolutely no way out. The snowball should hit every time. It doesn't quite.
Oh, it hits.
Huh? Either way, first one for Renekton. Meanwhile,
Nighthawk
Shaco
in a
also
ton
got
of
an
trouble.
engage on the Hawk because Viego's not here yet. The exhaust out, the flash out doesn't matter. The supports have dead. Now Resilient has a pretty good position here because he has a better all-in and the mini wave's hitting him. Barrier comes out. There's only cleanse for Jin. It doesn't help in this kind of fight. Flash in. Kaisa gets both kills.
Huge outplay for Resilient there. Mustard Gas never even gets off the force shot. Has the barrier over the cleanse, and it makes all the difference in this fight.
And also, look at the little cheeky R-bound, like, Nunu had to stay top lane for that play. Yes, he got first blood for his top laner, but I'm taking his blue buff.
Yeah, great invade from Abound. He sees the gank top, means immediate punish. Made a beeline straight for the blue buff. Probably could have stayed for Grump there. But goes ahead and gets out of blue.
Depends. Nighthawk looking aggressive, not that aggressive though. And that means it's a nice little freeze for Mustard Gas and Shaco. Both junglers are here though, and freezes are not long for the world whenever both junglers are here. Nunu's committing first, but Viego sees it. Snowball, however, is pretty fast. Viego's so far behind because of this. Leona goes in, but gets knocked up and gets stunned again from Braum. I think Leona's just dead. Viego's not gonna be able to stop this and doesn't want to go in. Once you're down that number, it still does anyways. But that's a Braum you're engaging on. He can make it so hard to commit, because he will stun you eventually.
Yeah, really good
looking,
catch
though.
up by Puff. They
Art's
have the
looking,
numbers.
and I don't know that Jin's respecting this. This means at least Nunu can't take his camps. But it might have broader implications. Meanwhile, top lane, Storm gets a really aggressive trade on. Still has flash over Jace. Doesn't want to all in though. And it looks like Ari will back off. Viego will back off. So Puff is able to go back to his camps without his blue buff though.
Good
Oh, that's not what you want to get in there. That's a crocodile you're baiting in there. He still has full fury. W damage is just so insane. And Jace pulls in a prey that he cannot deal with. Nunu, meanwhile, does not get the stun there or root there from Jin. Doesn't matter though. Snowball still hits Leona. Leona's level 2. They goes here again. You're still engaging on a Braum, but the reset means there's no Braum stacks, and now you have the Braum stacks. Kaisa's just so low range. Oh, but R-Bomb's hitting everything. Puff cannot get out of here. The root will still go through. Mustard Gas able to live barely.
Yeah, really close. Puff almost gets down. Turns into a 1v1 trade. Kaisa dangerously low.
Yeah, a very intense fight down there for sure. These junglers are not letting these bot laners have their classic 2v2.
Bound's not done with this.
I mean, there's no flash on Viego. I just don't think this happens, right? Braum is here anyways, but he was just kind of walking out there free. And now you've committed a lot of time for the Viego. Meanwhile, top lane, Storm is level 6. That Renekton is very scary.
Yeah, not really sure I want to go anywhere near the crocodile if I'm Abound at this point. It doesn't seem like a fun plan. I don't really want to fight him. So, tons of action bot lane.
Oh, canceling the back is so bad for Resilient. Still has not bought first items. So it's Doran's Blade nothing into Doran's Blade Longsword. And Jin's just going to get so much free time with this wave. Denying a lot of minions for that Kaisa. Nunu is pathing back towards top. Looking for a dive potential, but Jace will hit 6 off this wave. If he can get the wave down before this dive happens. Actually looks like he's going for grubs. Yeah. I mean, Storm might just do it his damn well self. He's got ultimate, he's looking, but the level 6 comes through! That means the ultimate comes through! However, he's still able to be out of tower range, pulls him back into tower range, gets the stun, flashes out still just to die. And it's just an unfortunate level 6 timing, and that means Nunu has to walk away from grubs as well.
Yeah, huge isolated Q damage there. Off the Obliterate from the Mordekaiser. Makes him take the additional tower shot off the pull-in. Really clean, calculated kill coming from T1 Jace.
Ari's just bullying Nunu right now. That is not your Krugs. It's like Ari just wanted to make sure that wave got in. But that means that you're losing a lot mid, but they spot the Nunu, so they're going for Dragon. So Ari rotated top to ensure they got Dragon anyway. They spot out the Nunu.
Yeah, a little scary for
Dragon
Ari.
will be going over to Blood Moon.
You've almost given up a plate. You're already 10 CS down.
Oh, but Victor's overstaying. He doesn't see that his laner's coming back, and that means the other side is coming back. He dodges the charm, however, and that's really all he needs to do. So I don't think the follow-up CC is going to be available.
Yeah, 4v2. Jenka just able to walk it out. Doesn't even burn the flash from that. Able to sidestep the charm. And Grub's restart. There's only one left.
One poor little grub that will.
They really don't want this
for a little bit.
Renekton is there, and neither one of them really want to fight him.
Chico gets full plate gold, by the way, which is a little awkward. But I mean, at the same time, Jin is pretty strong right now. They've got same items in inventory. Oh, Storm! Once again, you're pulling in a Renekton that's pretty strong. However, because the levels are equalized, fight gets a little bit harder for Storm. But he's got a Nunu in his pocket.
Puff is here. Ari first in the rotation.
And I think they're just gonna go for the grub. I don't know. It's hard to say whether both teams want to commit for this. Renekton certainly seems like he wants to.
Puff has already backed off, and so has Jenka.
Yeah.
Jenka looks like he.
And you have to look at the CS difference between Puff and R-Bound.
Yeah, that is really surprising. Nunu's behind, which you wouldn't really expect.
Oh, the Leona goes in, but that's a Braum you're going into. Again, that stun will come out eventually. Jin does not proc it very quickly. But they're not actually focusing the same target. They finally get the stun on Kaisa instead. You can still see Leona on 3 stacks. No one wants to auto-tech for the 4th one. Now the flash in. Mustard should be able to pick this up. Then they get on the Leona. Now that stun will come in finally. And I think that means Shaco gets to live. I don't know. Silver's going to flash for it to just ensure that kill goes over. But you're still losing the 2v2. Even if you... Oh, 4 shot on the minion just to make sure not to miss that CS. Little BM almost. Probably the right play, but it looks really rude. And that is a 2v2 win for RAWR.
So it looked like an attack move that went off. Hit the nearest thing closest once he flashed the wall. So smacks the minion instead.
Awkward, but you know, makes it work.
Do you think Puff got most of the Raptors on that? Couldn't really tell.
He's still down like 3 or 4 camps an entire level.
Yeah, it is not going good for Nunu. Abound is just out ganking and out power farming this.
The only recipient that has really benefited from these Nunu ganks arguably is top lane. Bot lane has kind of won on its own merits almost. I mean, I don't know. There were some plays in bot lane that were pretty nice from Nunu.
Storm's ahead, but he's not able to fight Mordekaiser right now.
Yeah, I don't know. It doesn't look like he's ahead for my eyes. And that's kind of a problem if you commit to your Nunu cheese gank, putting him behind in farm to making sure Renekton gets ahead, and then it just all evaporates whenever you make a failed tower dive. Now, let's go bot lane instead. Nighthawk doesn't really have the ability to get out. There's an R-bound hero over, and they call it off because they see Ari rotating. I think if Ari literally stayed hitting tower, they might have walked into that, but it's still a 3v3.
Ari ruins the play, but would have been a really good run by Wiki.
Now E influence here. Ari's still on the way. Nunu has moved on to camps, but they just don't have the ability to tower dive this, I think, so they're kind of just wasting time. Unless they want to go for this tower dive with the Nunu in the region. They do want to go for it. Jin has nowhere to go. Braum ult is pretty good, though. It just doesn't matter, though. They just do so much damage that the resets mean Viego's not in any danger whatsoever. Nunu can't do this alone. He will get Nighthawk, at least. I don't see him getting anything else. He's got to look for some kind of ultimate setup. He doesn't even have it anymore. I think it got used and CC locked. So they do go for the dive. And Victor's not even able to answer mid lane. He just came to watch his teammates die. Which means Ari doesn't lose that much for it.
No, exactly.
Top lane, Storm is playing with fire right now. Jace has ultimate. Now, Renekton does have the ability to heal a lot with his ultimate. I just don't know that it matches the raw power that Jace has right now.
Yeah, the bot lane dive goes pretty bad for RAWR here. Kaisa ends up picking the triple kill. They're able to come back. Static Shiv, Recurve Bow. That's now a huge problem. Going in with that Kaisa, that burst damage is a lot more consistent than what Jin's going to be outputting.
Okay, Storm stops the back. I'm just not sure that he wanted to. He does get a really good engage on, and he still has ultimate. So it looks like the trade will go even for now. I just don't know. This top lane fight could go either way, and I feel like it's going to happen at any moment.
Yeah, it does have item advantage right now, but the isolated Q damage coming out is pretty big.
And Nunu's on the dragon immediately upon spawn. Viego's so far away. They could stall this pretty hard with Leona, though. Ari also in the region. Viego's finally coming. Could ult over the wall, flash over the wall. Those are both available. Here he comes. And I think that Nunu gets
secures.
it, and they think they're going to lose the fight afterwards as well. RA flashes to her death, but the Nunu reset for Viego means the snowball's coming. Viego's coming. There's just so many resets. Arbon should be able to get everything here.
And to make it worse, Mordekaiser cleans up Storm in the 1v1. Kaisa gets 2 more kills over the dragon. You trade 1 for 4, but you get a dragon?
True. You do get a dragon. You lose the remaining grubs, so they will have 4 grubs with the summon. And your Nunu's just critically behind this Viego right now.
Yeah, just being completely outpaced. Only sitting there with with the Sunfire cape.
And the draft question has to be asked, what is the answer to this Mordekaiser? Because you picked Renekton for the early aggression, you cheese ganked him, you got him super ahead, and yet, Jason's still doing this to your team.
Yeah, every advantage in the world given to the Renekton, and not able to win the matchup. And I'm not sure he wins it anymore.
Yeah, and I don't think Wookie wants to commit to that, but that will tell Puff he's not welcome here. He'll have to go find some other lane to gank.
Yeah, good amount of chunk damage over Nunu. He's going to be able to heal up off the bite from the jungle camps. But he's still drastically ahead. While being slightly out of position or looking for additional plays that aren't really there.
Right. But at the same time, Nunu just needs to be a snowball at the end of the day. It's helpful if he has a lot of gold. It's helpful if he has levels. But maybe you can use your Renekton and your Jhin, who has quite a lot of gold, even if it's not as much as Resilient, to get some kills with that CC.
Yeah, but them seeing him bot side abound, immediately punish Rift Herald. So every time they're spotting Puff, Abound is making him pay for it, stealing his camps.
And he was spotted on that ward. He was spotted on that ward. They're going to see Victor back again soon. They shouldn't play into this 2v3, but they might play into it just enough to bait them into the Viego that's running it straight towards them. Okay, so Puff knows he's spotted now. Don't think they're going to stay for the 3v3. I believe they're going to crash this and let Puff leave. Shaco making sure that it gets in and not frozen. That kind of is problematic because at the same time Leona could jump on you. It looks like Shaco's a little bit out of position on the map at least. But they don't want to commit. Victor's going to be too easily able to rotate. In fact, they're rotating to Victor. And
Stun land snowball
means she is dead. Because the CC is just too much.
Absolutely. Jhin lands the W, gets the lockdown. Snowball hits, layered with the Victor stun.
They do give up first tower for that though, and that means Kaisa's even more snowball, but she can't snowball this way, because that's a snowball in her face! There's so much CC coming out, Resilient finally flashes out, Leona's on mustard gas, there's a teleport though, and there's no ability for Kaisa to get out if she gets caught. Jhin will slow her down, Arbon's gonna try to stop that, get the kill onto Jhin. If they get the shutdown onto Victor, it will be such a big deal. Braum doesn't even want to take it, but they're risking so much! Victor will die, but they get the shutdown on them, arguably worth, even though Braum could have taken an end at any time. Meanwhile, on the backside, Puff will go down, and Storm is just not having a good time in this lane anymore.
And all of that, you get Resilient, but you give up 3 kills for it, maybe 4 here?
I think Shaco will be okay. The Smite slow is pretty good though, and once he gets slowed, he gets knocked up, he will not be okay.
Yeah, so that's an unofficial triple kill over to Abound.
Right, you solved one problem, you got the shutdown on Kaisa, you got the gold over to Victor, and now you've created another monster.
Yeah, you gave up a lot to get Resilient, and you're exactly right, there's a whole new problem. Not to mention the unspoken problem, top lane.
Mm-hmm. Because that Renekton is not answering Mordekaiser anytime soon.
And you got no one that can now fight him.
Mm-hmm. Now, Dragon spawning in 40 seconds. Viego takes a late back. It should still be well within time. Well, meanwhile, top lane, Storm is just not having a good time once again. I feel like I'm always saying that. Nunu's here, though. They're giving up Dragon for this play, so they better make it work. Storm ultimates to make sure they can get some damage off. Nunu also will make sure to get the damage down, and that will be a shutdown to your Renekton. I believe this means the play mid is going to be big, though. There's no Nunu available. Shaco, however, is playing Braum, so he can just get out. Will get stunned up by Leona ultimate, but there's just no follow-up. That tower's too scary. And Nighthawk's actually kind of low here. They don't want to commit, but that's okay. You committed your new top, they committed everything mid. You got the kill top lane, a shutdown indeed.
Puff is
and
here,
now you
root
get
lands!
the mid as well. Resilient just doesn't have anywhere to go, will go down. Jin has to flash away, sure. And there's no damage follow-up without the Jin. But Victor is on the way. Can Ari stop him? Will do so with the charm. Jin ult, however, will make it so Jin can do damage once again despite being low on health. Ari
huge
is
shutdown.
going to try to find Victor. Jin might be in trouble once they turn on him, but Jace hasn't turned on him yet. Will flash to do so now. And that means Mustard's definitely dead.
Yep. Very quick
on the map,
isolated.
it is just Jace versus the rest of RAWR that hasn't died.
Yeah, this means Dragon's gonna over. Great team fight here out of RAWR. Jin, Mustard Gas, huge stuns off the derooting of the W, and then the ultimate pop to clean up a bound, getting that force shot off the ult.
Well, but Nunu's not doing enough damage to this Dragon. Jace can't necessarily 2v1, but he can do a good enough approximation of it that his team can follow up afterwards. Looks like he almost can't 2v1.
Here.
He's just dead! And the teleport in means he may go down here, but the fight is still committed. Wookiee Monster, though, has no ultimate, so she's stuck in the pit with a big crocodile. Will go down. Arbon has smite, though, so I'm not sure that they want to start this fight. If they do, they will be trading over the chance of a Mountain Steal for the kill on Viego.
Yeah.
Looks like they're just going to control the pit for now. Kai'Sa's got push on mid, too, so they're kind of forcing the issue. Herald used as well, just to make sure that even if they don't have a numbers advantage, they still have a tempo advantage. Storm is taking tower shots! This is not the time, buddy! No! He was obviously looking at the Dragon in mid play to see what could happen, and that means with no Renekton, with the pressure mid, and with Nunu just too far away, they are going to give up the Dragon for that tower.
Yeah, he is going to get the back going in time. That was pretty scary. But shout out to T1 Jace there, doing the hard job. Does kill the Nunu, sacrifices himself in the play, but it ends up turning to give them the Dragon because he killed Nunu.
And these things are super important whenever you're against a team that maybe falls off in the late game. You got Renekton, Jhin, Nunu. Denying them the ability to at least force Soul means that this game is going to last quite a while if you wanted to.
Yeah, the gold lead did get slightly cut down from what it was, because it did end up being a 4-for-1 delayed ace, because Mordekaiser did die, but there were some others that spawned up, but not before getting the key members down.
However, oh, Charm gets shielded up. Not that big a deal. There's just not enough follow-up. Actually, Resilient has to deal with this Crocodile. Leona starting it means it's not that big of a threat. And at the end of the day, an engage that kind of started on Shaco will end with everyone just walking away.
Yeah, good sidestep from Resilient there, not to get rooted up by Jhin. As we've seen, that's kind of like a go button for them.
Snowball, however, Legendary engages pretty hard. Charm just always lands on a snowballing melee, though. And you can't really stun up Leona and expect good results. Shaco is now the engaged target. Jhin is able to free hit. It doesn't matter. Jhin just doesn't do damage to him. Luckily, Renekton is able to unentangle his support. So Shaco will be living. The ultimate are committed from Ari now. W will root. I think Victor's just trouble though, because now Kai'Sa ults in. He's just bursted down, and now you just have no damage other than the Jhin. Jin's not gonna be able to do enough with this ultimate. Nunu ult might find some, but he goes down first. Viego resets are too powerful. Jhin just can't do anything in this situation. The charm also makes sure Renekton can't do anything, and Mustard Gas will have to watch his team get eviscerated.
Yeah, all these low health targets, but it's not really the one you want to focus first, being the Leona. They get close to getting Wookiee, but there's just not enough umph in the tank. And this will mean Baron's going to go over.
I can't imagine Jhin stopping this without ultimate. Maybe you can get a cheeky pick on Ari if he times his W very, very well. But there's no vision. Just seems really unlikely. And that means Baron at 21 minutes, which really accelerates the game.
Yeah, and RAWR's going to have to be extremely careful here in the next 5 minutes to pick and choose what fight they want versus how much of their base they're willing to concede to not accelerate this even further at a 6k gold lead.
And you just don't have very many options. Your Renekton cannot side lane against Mordekaiser effectively. Your Victor is doing okay, but they just put him in Mordekaiser hell if they really want to match you. Because I don't think Renekton really threatens Ari either once she has ultimate up. So your side lane threats are non-existent. Your Jhin is just too far behind. He's got 3 items as well, but
and to make it
Jhin
worse,
into so many tanky people.
And it's a Mountain Soul.
Mm-hmm.
So the last thing you really want to give over to Clown Gaming is Mountain Soul when your main damage is Crocodile Jhin.
So there's a lot of pressure right now on RAWR, and they have got to find something amazing, really, to get back into this game. This might be it, though. Artbound might get stunned up. I mean, you just can't go for it. There's no Nunu there.
Yeah,
you know,
doing
make
well
them
so
fear
far
for their life for
to
a second.
clear the waves. But Jhin doesn't have a whole lot of wave clear in the 3v3.
Yeah, I'm just curious where Nunu will go here. He doesn't have much use other than engaging, and there's no fight he really wants to engage. So he's kind of just hanging around, making sure no one's making any silly mistakes on the enemy team. But they're not, so he's literally snowballing back home.
Yeah, you can't really fight here unless it's
Oh,
under
that's
tower like that.
Pretty big deal. Jace has ultimate, but he can't get in range of Victor without dying to the tower. Meanwhile, I was a little concerned for Ahri there, but the ultimate comes out like I said. Ahri ultimate makes that fight matchup much easier, and actually uses it all the way from top to bot, or mid rather, to get a charm onto Braum. But it's just a cheeky little charm, no big deal. Jace is kind of committed though.
Yeah,
Puff
it's
just
gonna
doesn't have
take some
enough
more
damage,
tower
even with
shots.
the cheeky 2 tower shots for fun. That tower's going down. Dragon spawning soon. Ahri's recalling just to teleport back, and they still gotta match waves.
Yeah, so right now Baron, 1 tower. They likely secure Drake here. I don't think RAWR is really going to be able to fight this. They're going to have to concede it. Maybe able to pick up tower in the top side on the response. But that's a lot of damage that's come out.
Mid. But Dragon dies so quickly. If they commit to mid, they will be too committed, I fear. Looks like they're going to go towards
Doesn't
top
look like they're going to get either.
Yeah, unfortunate. You lose Dragon, you get nothing for it. You lose. Good day, sir. But it's not so.
You didn't give up any kills, so that you take. If Baron only results in Dragon and a single tower, you're okay with that. Baron has expired.
Wow.
Not as bad as it could have been.
Right.
You know, they did
You're
not
usually
break
okay with
base.
that. I don't know if you're okay with that against Kaisa whenever you've got a Jhin, but we'll have to see. Maybe they can find some really good picks.
Yeah, I'm not sure why your Lord Dom's third items. There's not really a ton of armor out yet. Leona, but if you're hitting Leona, you're probably hitting the wrong person.
I guess it's just they're gonna get Mountain Soul. Might as well act like they have 15% bonus armor in MR.
Right,
Even on
let's
those
get it
51.
now. You know what? In that case, not a bad call. Mustard gas, just big brain right now. I do like it.
I mean, even 2 Mountain Drakes alone. Right now, Kaisa has specifically 83 armor, which is really close to the breakpoint where Lord Doms gets pretty good. And that's the squishiest member you have to imagine. Ahri has 86. Diego has 107.
Yeah, so really, not a bad play.
Wait, Jenka's on the wrong side of this right now. He's getting chased down by Mordekaiser and a Kaisa. They want him to do a cross-map play, but Wookiee sees this coming, gets the charm off, and they might lose both sides of the play. Looks like Puff is able to pressure Ahri away. I don't think that Jenka's going to be as lucky, though. He's running to the wrong base. Going to try to at least trade for Resilient. Resilient gets a really nice timed ultimate, though. And that's a solo kill, arguably, even though Mordekaiser was obviously the bully that made him go into the Kaisa.
Yeah, just so much damage right now coming out of this 11-3 Kaisa. Bloodthirster, Ginsu, Static.
That's a rod right now, and it's either Death
it's probably
Cap or
Death
Zonyas,
Cap
and both
coming
are
out.
Oof. Nunu looking for something. All he's gonna find is Leona, though. That's not who you want. Actually, on the other side, Diego dodges a snowball, gets rooted, doesn't care.
Yeah, we're back to base defense based on a cracked, but the pressure from Baron is still
here. So they can't really commit on him. They pretend to. They kind of bluff, like, "Hey, we're coming. Run away." He doesn't even blink. And he's still winning, despite Nunu watching over his top laner get eviscerated.
Yeah, Storm just taking these isolated Q damage.
Okay, Kaisa gets rooted here, gets onto the Jhin ult. Leona jumps on the wrong person, still ultimates the Jhin ult, and that's most of the damage. Nunu ult will be all they get. The stun means it's not very much. Knocked at a tower will help a little bit. Puff just getting a cheeky Q. Meanwhile, what happens here? How did Jenka burst down Mordekaiser? He gets a kill.
Yeah, wow. Jenka, somehow Mordekaiser goes down.
Oh, good flash stun. Flash from Shaco means Wookiee Monster also has to flash. And Baron is spawning.
Baron's up, you're down 2?
TG Blood Moon gone. And you've also got to think, Nunu does, I mean, oh, that Charm though, I think Storm is in a bit of trouble here. Once your tank takes that much damage, it's a lot harder to take Baron, especially whenever your damage sources are so light, like the Jhin.
A Bound is here
So
for resets, he's got good targets.
But he wants to go in on Shaco right now, who could just jump away. Yes, you stunned him, Kai'Sa's ulting in, but you're still bursting a Braum at the end of the day. The exhaust comes out, so at least they don't get little to no. Oh wait, actually the charm means that Shaco has to run again. I think Renekton wants to body block. Shaco will live, but this was on the back of their play where they had the numbers advantage and all they get is to run the hell away.
Just to secure it.
Soul spawning in 60 seconds.
Soul spawning, they could transition to Baron as well here, but they're all gonna back.
Interesting to see where these two are going. Looks like, yeah, it will be a reset for Soul. But that means RAWR does have the ability to clear out vision right now in this small grace period they have.
Yes, and there's a lot of vision to clear out. They have 5 wards in the dragon area.
Jace does not have teleport. He teleported literally on vision 30 seconds ago. Everyone should be aware Jace doesn't have teleport. Jenka, however, getting engaged on.
Ooh, that's a critical ultimate here.
This is a fight they could potentially win. This is the one fight, arguably, with down 7k gold, down 2 dragons. Maybe they could win it. Mordekaiser will back off, so he's coming down to this dragon.
Looking to pick Storm.
But Storm's looking to pick Resilient a little bit. I mean, I don't know. I just don't know that you kill this guy fast enough. Kai'Sa's going down so quickly. They finally do get the kill. But Resilient's so chunked that he's basically not part of the fight right now. Gets a W off. Paz ultimate, though. Not able to find anyone but Leona. He's just too overcommitted. He will also go down. I think they go down here, however. That's a huge shutdown. And their smite.
But Chase is on mid-tower.
Oh, it's so hard to see how this will go. Because right now you have to chase this Viego. Otherwise you lose Soul. They might lose Soul anyways. The enemy team is just taking it while you're chasing down the smite.
Kai'Sa Leona can do it
they're
just
gonna
fine.
chase me afterwards. So it looks like they're gonna get Soul despite just losing their jungler.
And Jace gets 2 towers. Crazy cross-map awareness from T1 Jace. Takes 2 towers while they face bound by so much time they're able to get Dragon as well on top of the play for Soul Point.
So now Mountain Soul's down. You bought yourself time into this late game, but you're down 9k in a Soul. And you've got a Jhin.
Yeah, it's a little
just now getting
difficult.
Infinity Edge.
It's not an impossible mountain, but it is a mountain.
I do feel like damage Nunu would struggle into Mountain Soul. I mean, not that tank Nunu won't, but it's not as bad. Zanya's out for Ahri, but there's an ultimate. Not yet, actually. There's no ultimate for Wookiee. So that's a pick, and Baron is available. Jenka's on the wrong side of this map. I mean, Jace can't really chase for that long. There's a Nunu coming for sure. He has to get this ultimate off. He has to get the pool in. There's a Nunu. Finally, the ultimate comes off. I think Jenka will go down. Oh. Can't quite flash over that wall with the ultimate down. Mordekaiser will go down. Kai'Sa's coming in though. Jace is totally fine, especially if his team is here whenever he dies. He doesn't even go down. Puff does.
Oh, and that
teleporting
TP
in
feels
Renekton
terrible.
just to die. Storm is not long for this world, and once again, Mustard Gas is the only survivor.
And that will be Baron. Doesn't look like they can end on this push, but they're definitely in full control to put us on match point here. Really well played by Jace in the 2v1. Ends up staying alive until the cavalry can come in here. And Resilient ult in. Just really, really good play out of Jace.
Yeah, and it feels like Jenka just had to not get caught there. If he doesn't die to the Mordekaiser, RAWR's the one with the numbers advantage. Fortunately, he just ran out of places to run.
Yeah, wasn't a bad idea. Almost got away with it. Was fairly close, but Yeah, just up a little too far. We didn't see Mord in the jungle below him and kind of chases him all the way to his own side.
So, Soul is down. Baron is down.
Soul looking to make a vision play here off the bush trap.
I mean, you might as well, right? At the very least, if it doesn't work, the game will be over sooner.
And they're gonna send mustard gas here to try and bait it out.
Oh, this is an interesting bait. I don't know, man. Leona misses. That's all of her engaged. Jin has fuel impunity until this teleport comes in, but the teleport makes him run away early because they just can't deal with it. Mordekaiser ults the
Wookie on the backside.
Nunu, so Nunu's not able to do AoE. Jin's just gonna get caught out. That means a reset. That means Viego gets another reset. Puff can't do anything with his ultimate, so they're just gonna get everything. I don't think they're gonna lose a single member here. And Shaco will go down. Renekton is surely not gonna be able to defend against this push.
Oh, Storm cuts the wave.
Straight top lane.
But yeah, they have it in through top. And I don't think Storm gets out alive here either.
They do want to chase him because he could go to the wave, and I don't think the wave that they currently have is enough to end. Ahri also has teleport, so it's pretty free for her to chase. She decides to stop because Viego can stop this anyways. Renekton's not touching that wave. They don't need Viego to end the game. So they're going to be just fine. Even with Jin respawning, I don't think that Jin can stop this push. Storm should fall here just to the jungler anyways.
Baron minions are enough.
Jin's up just to watch his Nexus explode.
And that'll bring us to a match point here for Clown Gaming.
Well earned one as well. Coming in versus Puff. Not sure what's going to happen there. Has to face their Nunu. Jace gets cheesed a little bit, has to deal with this Renekton that's bullying him, and, well, it turned around real quick. After one messed up tower dive by Storm, suddenly the Mordekaiser was a huge issue. Kaisa got a lot of gold throughout the game, although Mustard Gas was keeping up for a little bit there. And those two threats alone were able to give Blood Moon the win.
Yeah, you committed so much top to getting Jace behind, and you succeeded. But Storm just wasn't able to handle it with all the damage and the isolation damage that Mordekaiser is able to dish out. And then to make it worse, Resilient massively gets ahead over on the Kaisa and just uses his ult to reposition very successfully to navigate those team fights for a really pretty clean win again coming out for Clown Gaming.
Yeah, and maybe you do ban the Viego, because that champion definitely punished Nunu for his cheese and became his own threat as well.
Yeah, I can definitely see why the Viego is banned. It was very clean, out of bound. I did like seeing it.
I like this a lot. RAWR has elected to go blue side, which means they get to reclaim their Viego ban. But this puts the onus on to Blood Moon. Have they, within the last 3 games, come up with an answer to the first pick, Kog'Maw? No.
Yeah, gotta have to see what that is.
Like...
Because Kaisa was also a threat there, so even if you take it, Resilient can just run that Kaisa back into it.
Now, I'm seeing Puff in the lobby. They technically could change him before things are locked in, but I believe that Puff is going to be staying with us for this game.
Should be
see
Puff.
If we can bring a jungler other than Nunu.
Yeah, hopefully it's not the Nunu. I don't think the Nunu worked. I like the idea of it, but Clown Gaming seemed ready for it, and Viego just punished him.
Absolutely.
Have to see if there's going to be a new draft plan or how they want to navigate this here on blue side as everybody starts to set up.
I mean, we've learned a lot over the last preceding 3 drafts. Kog'Maw apparently busted for these 2 teams. Viego, don't let it through for Blood Moon.
Yep.
And other
that's
than
why
that,
they banned it.
mid lane mages. It has been 6 mages, I believe, for mid lane, right? There was an Akali Hover. Otherwise, it's been literally Victor, Veigar, Orianna,
and Ahri.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I thought all of those picks have been strong. I think both sides on the mid lanes has been fairly even, well played. I did really like the Ahri and the repositions and the charms coming out from Wookie in that game. I thought that looked very good. Though I will say I understand there were item nerfs, but for damage, I'm not seeing it. There's a lot of damage coming out.
Okay. One team's ready for draft. We're ready for draft. Surely draft will be coming in shortly. And I'm expecting to see Kog'Maw somewhere within the first 3 bans or picks.
So if you're RAWR, are you banning the Viego in your first 3?
Yes. What? Yes, easily. After that game, yeah, put it back out. Put it back on the shelf. Nope, no Viego for you.
Do you ban the Mordekaiser?
I don't know if I ban it in the first 3. It's interesting.
Because they have been picking it in the
But-
first 3, I think, at least in one of the games. I have to recheck the drafts, but... Oh, draft starts.
Picked it last both games that they played it. So Hui ban makes sense.
Corrected.
Poppy ban, you have to expect. Could be Viego ban. Will Blood Moon say that they cannot answer the Kog'Maw either, blind pick, or will they say, Psh, you're picking Kog'Maw round 1? Come on, everyone knows how to counter that and allow it through.
Will be interesting. Imagine we see, yep, the J4 ban comes out. Surely this
And
is
I just
Viego.
have to mention this is Viego. You can't drop Viego. Maybe you could drop the other 2.
Yeah.
I don't think you can drop Viego after that game.
Yep, respect back paid.
Blood Moon probably does not drop the Seraphine ban.
Yeah, I think
they want to see RAWR respect Kog'Maw.
No.
They respect it, and they say Kog'Maw's 100% win rate in this series, and we're gonna keep it at that.
Oh,
He's
I like it. You pay the
and
respect.
No more, or 2-0.
Yeah, very good.
But that
call.
kind of puts RAWR in an awkward position. They got a free ban by making it so that way they got
You have
rid
to
of
pick the
got rid of
Kaisa here.
Kog'Maw.
I don't think there's an option.
But-
you have to take it. Yeah.
Right, it's just awkward because you didn't want to play blue side this entire series. There's a reason for that. At least with Kog'Maw, you had a pick that you were comfortable with. Once it's gone, now you've got to come up with something else to blind pick.
Yeah.
Kai'Sa's gonna have to be what they choose. I don't know that Mustard Gas is happy with this though.
Yeah, but you can't let that go over. Not after last game.
So the Ashe will be the response, potentially. I do like it for 2v2 against
Ashe
Kai'Sa.
Braum.
Ashe Seraphine, because they let open the Seraphine that they've been banning all the series. Ashe Seraphine's pretty good into Kai'Sa.
Yeah,
they will
it's gonna
take
be
Braum.
the Ashe Braum because the Braum is the natural counter over the Seraphine. So it makes it pretty rough to pick it into the Braum. I've played that matchup.
So,
it's a
Blood
little
Moon-
miserable.
Blood Moon has oriented their draft to make sure that they don't have to worry about dropping their last ban. Because it's soft ban. Do you really want to pick Seraphine right now? I don't think so.
Yeah, I wouldn't into that. And it also kind of blocks the Ornn from coming out here as well. Leon is
So they will be
bigger
playing
response.
bot lane. This is the second time this series where I've seen like things just trade off on the opposite side. But what does Puff want to play here? Because I think that's who's picking next.
Orianna.
It's Orianna, which is really good with this team comp so far. Much better than it was in game 1, and in game 1 it won.
Yeah. Excellent AoE comp coming out here from RAWR, at least the starts of it. Kaisa can reposition very well with all the CC coming out in the cluster. That is
would
a
be an interesting
good
jungle choice.
response. I
Or
am
mid-lane
sad we
choice, I
won't see
guess,
it.
yeah. There's still time. It could happen.
I do like the brand. Just drop every ability you have, play it like a Sona in the middle of the team fight, and it's gonna hit everything.
But it will be the Veigar response this time into Orianna instead, which I feel like is a little bit harder of a matchup than the Victor. But I guess it just depends on how much Orianna can dodge stuff. Still an immobile mage that tries to burst people.
Yeah, I think
Maybe they're fine before.
Orianna's burst is a little more deceiving for how much damage it can really do.
That is a new ban. That is an
Yeah, what
Udyr
happens in
ban.
the Udyr?
I don't know if that was on purpose. I mean, we're going to see the Yorick as well, because the last time it was Yorick, Orianna. Orianna's already picked.
Okay, Mordekaiser gone.
will be the target.
Aatrox is open. Aatrox has been banned all the
Aatrox?
games.
I don't know if you want to play Aatrox into this comp though. You probably do. Blind pick is kind of tough, but
yeah. At this point, okay.
No, they're going to Trundle.
You can flex it.
Obviously, there could be
They're
jungle.
gonna save counter.
But Trundle's a champion I haven't seen in a long time. In this game specifically, it does disrupt quite a bit, which is nice. But there's a reason I haven't seen him in a long time. He's not exactly in the best state right now, though the patch obviously changes a lot of things.
The Nocturne. So, dive coming out. Good ball delivery with
I like
the
this.
Orianna.
This is more classic, you know.
That's an
more...
excellent aggressive comp.
Yeah, it's like you could play the Nunu, sure, that was fun, but let's do something more
with
refined,
the Ornn?
a little bit more safe. Ornn has been really nice blind. I think it's gonna be great here.
Yone's a better matchup into it.
I'm just gonna let him hover. I'm gonna let him cook. Because whatever T1 Jace wants to play, he's into Ornn, so he's kind of got a playground in a way.
Yeah, there is the soft counter.
The volley bear.
Soft counter with the Braum can blow up the Ram off the ult. So something Ornn has to watch.
And set's kind of awkward. I like it for the lane, but you have got to win it. And Trundle also is quite his hands full with a lot of lanes, so I'm not sure where everything's gonna align. I think top lane's gonna be an island, and they're gonna hope the T1 Jace can continue to bully Storm.
Yeah, this is a much harder comp than we've seen Blood Moon play so far in this series, and this is a much easier comp for RAWR than we've seen them play previously. As far as execution,
definitely just press R, go in. So many easy ball carriers. Kaisa can be your ball carrier. Ornn can be your ball carrier. There's just so much AoE. You have to worry a little bit about Enchanted Crystal Arrow, but you've got some really good blockers too. I mean, Kaisa can just hide behind an Ornn. She's never getting hit. There's even Nocturne with Spell Shield. You hit a Leona, you're not doing anything with that.
Yeah, Leona's
so
happy to
these
take that.
Pretty hard for Bloodman.
Yeah, difficult comp. I like the idea behind it, and I do want to give a quick update and a shout out over to Bare Minimum. Congratulations on your 3-0 victory over Contingent Yellow. And can't wait to see you all in finals.
Yep, these teams will now know they are playing against Bare Minimum, and Bare Minimum may want to scout this VOD, see what the heck's going on over here, because one of these teams is playing them in the finals.
Yeah, and these teams are having to show probably more than they wanted to at this point with some of these picks.
Absolutely. Although it's a new patch, things may change drastically between now and the finals. People might find out, hey, Kog'Maw actually sucks. Who knows?
Yeah, everybody's gonna get a week more.
Is amazing.
Week more on the patch till finals. So probably see a start of a meta. Normally it takes like 2 to 3 weeks for the meta starts to really develop, and the new builds and things really get figured out. So we'll have to see kind of how that comes along. Alright, nothing crazy is going to be Trundle in the jungle, set in the top lane. So, final thoughts before we go to break for Game 4.
Jenka had some really good Orianna ults in Game 1, and I think that it's only easier this time. So I'm really expecting those shockwaves to wow and amaze us.
Alright, well, we'll see you all right back for Game 4 after Spectally.
somebody to show the way. Yeah, I was a heartbeat with no sound till you came around. Yeah, you showed me colors, light in the darkness. You were the only thing I needed. Then we got older, but we stayed the same. Swear that we never lost the flame. Nostalgia, you're an echo in my head. Oh, nostalgia, like a symphony of our memories. Oh, nostalgia, don't you ever slip away. Oh, nostalgia, like a symphony of our memories. Oh. Like a symphony of our memories. Oh, what if the years turn into gold? The longer we live, yeah, the more we grow. We could be 100 miles apart, but it's never far. Yeah, you show me colors, light in the darkness. You were the only thing I needed. Then we got older, but we stayed the same. Swear that we never lost the flame. No, nostalgia, you're an echo in my head. Oh, nostalgia, like a symphony of our memories. Oh, nostalgia, don't you ever slip away. Oh, nostalgia, like a symphony of our memories. Oh, like a symphony of our memories. Oh, like a symphony of our memories. Oh, nostalgia, don't you ever slip away. Oh, nostalgia, like a symphony of our memories. Oh.
Alright, welcome to game 4 between these two teams. We're on match point. This could be the final game, and it looks like we are seeing potentially a level 1 that has not been seen before. We've seen all the variations of the top lane one. Not of this invade, though.
Little bit of a hitch.
Yep.
Okay, there we go. We caught back up.
Okay, I'm just glad it was at the same time. I was like, do I need to readjust anything? But everyone got it, I guess. They are fully in here, clearly, with no ward, but I'm assuming the enemy team knows something's up.
They haven't been seen. There was no ward that caught
just
them.
on tower. I think they were worried about this kick, or maybe they were worried about the cheese that happened last time. They're just a scouting party, though. Just get a word off. It's fine.
Yeah, I like it. You have the
No
game advantage.
cheese
You can
here.
take a bit of a risk here in game 4. You know, see if you can get that early level 1 goes your way, and you can close out the series pretty easy. It doesn't
Well,
happen.
at the very least, you get to know exactly where Nocturne starts. If he's not starting red. He's probably not starting Raptors. I think he's on that blue buff.
Yep, that would be the logical call.
Now, it's interesting that Set is showing up so late. Might be obvious that Trundle also started red, not for the reasons they think. Like, oh, I guess he leashed. No, he is actually on a scouting party all the way in bot lane, but...
Took a bit of a
so
detour.
Might just call that Trundle's there. But that'll work.
Be a lot of damage here.
And Mustard Gas is not able to really pull out the damage himself, so Shaco has to flash away from the Ignite.
Yeah, does have to force out the flash. So great early pressure will delay the level 2 and the 2 engage here out of RAWR. So good early bot lane advantage.
This is a big deal because both junglers are definitely pathing towards this, so that 3v3 is a lot easier whenever you've chunked out the enemy bot lane. Jace, however, gets level 2 early and is already starting his bullying of the poor Orange duty relegated top lane of Storm.
Yeah. Things we're used to.
Well, you can
Ornn,
only go so far bullying Orange. He will
damage.
bully back. Yeah, get some nice damage there as well.
Ornn's early damage is there. So it does look to have the better part of the trade, but pots are taken.
Right, but Jace is going directly into the mini wave, gets unstoppable for his pull in. Already uses the shield. I feel like this favors Ornn in every way in the lane, but we'll have to see because Jace does have a nice mini wave advantage.
Yeah, just gonna have to be careful not to get hit by the knockup if Ornn decides to charge in, and he can play it pretty safe.
Level 3. Jace is level 3, but also gets unstoppable once again. Has to use the shield early. Flashes for the extra damage. Storm flashes away. Will not die to minion damage, but it's really damn close.
Great flash to reposition from T1 Jace there to proc the full true damage.
Oh, this invade is a pretty big deal. Once again, the 3v3 actually starts early. I say, I'm not going to wait till junglers are here for a 3v3. We're going to bring the battle to Nocturne and Puff because his bot lane lost the trades early so badly. Now loses his red buff. I don't know that Jace wins this. Once again, it gets canceled. 1-for-1 trade. The minion wave is in kind of an awkward position, though. I mean, it favors Sect because of that first blood gold. Andy's got the CS advantage in terms of gold. I just think the wave state's a little awkward. I can't quite tell what's going to happen there with teleports coming out. Jace doesn't even have to use his, but Ornn will pick up the rest of that wave.
Yeah, the trade looks like it favors T1 Jace. He does get the first blood gold. Ornn able to catch up a little bit in CS, a little bit in XP. Overall, good job to get the trade back for the 1-for-1. So, already bot lane, or top lane, little spicy.
Yeah, more spicy than you expect with an Ornn up there, but some Ornns like to get frisky with it, and Jace was not shying away from a fight.
No, definitely not. Here
Looks
we go
like
again.
this time the W will not come out for the CC reduction. But it doesn't end up mattering that much anyways, just a normal top lane trade.
Trundle's
Shaco
here
not
on
able
the
to find the
backside.
E, so...
Watch for the pillar.
Yeah, I think
Leave it
Trundle
in no
just
flash.
finds it so easily, because they get the pillar, they get the stun off. Exhaust will not save you that much. There's still other damage sources coming in. Ignite coming out, but he took 2 tower shots! The 5th shot for Kaisa is going to do so much damage. And I don't think Resilient's ever going to find an angle where he finds Shaco before he dies, so... Gank goes in the favor of RAWR, despite it being Bloodmoon's jungler that's there. And now Puff can come in, bring in his own pressure.
Yeah, 2v3, tower dive goes a little wrong. Trundle got a little too close to tower, heated up the shot.
Oh, but Arcbound is much healthier than Puff and has a red buff, so... It will bully him away a little bit. It's not like they're gonna lose Dragon off of it or anything.
Wookie has no mana here, or he's not gonna let him back.
That's a really awkward position to be in as Veigar. Now he does have teleport, so he has one bailout at least. It's still a little tough to find the time though, especially with junglers being so aggressively looking for fights.
Yeah, pretty delayed back here from both bot lanes. Shaco living on such low health in with this Ashe.
Nocturne has not backed yet and is down farm. There's already a full reset out for Trundle. Only the Storm's trying to trade despite being down a level. Does not care. Gets a nice one though. A little bit of a poke, I guess. Not really a trade. But there's a Trundle with items coming up and Nocturne's here too, sure. But he does not have items. That is an itemless Nocturne and your Ornn's already out of mana. I think that Storm needs to be very careful with this wave state because there is trouble coming. Orianna looked like she was trying to cover a little bit. Trundle will walk over a ward. And I think that means for Storm that he has a little bit of safety.
Good ward from Jenka, getting
Still
it
has to
over
go
down the
blind, though.
Raptors. Does spot out a bound. So buys a little
But Storm
safety.
still has to deal with this lane state. He can't just say, okay, I'm safe now. I can recall. He'll lose too many minions, so he just kind of has to sit here and hope Jace doesn't go crazy. But Jace is going crazy! Goes in for the pull. There's just not enough mana for anything else. The ultimate comes out from Sep, meaning the slow will come through. There's just no mana for W! Dodges the majority of that damage, though. So he will live, he just loses a lot of the menu wave still.
Yeah, flashes into every position. Puff decides to back in the river bush by Grubs rather than going up to clean up that wave state. And it's keeping Storm in a very awkward position. Nocturne not 6 yet, still needs about 2 to 3 more camps.
And Trundle's just soloing Dragon because this bot lane can never face check. They do not have the ability to leave their tower storm. Oh man.
Yeah, still
this
no
is not
back.
what Ornn duty's supposed to be. He doesn't have any ability to dodge the CC because he just doesn't have mana. So that'll be a solo kill for Set, this time without the return solo kill. And they get Dragon on the bot side.
Yeah, Nocturne still not 6. And they may look to threaten the dive here. We'll get seen on the ward.
Looks like they're just gonna show Arbound will kill that ward. And I don't know how you respond to the bot lane. I think Mustard Bastard's back off, but he wants that farm. They are gonna call the teleport, which is one thing. Nocturne's also here. Nocturne will want 6 off of a kill plus some minions, I believe. Doesn't quite have it yet though. Flash in, the ultimate finds both of them. So Resilience is not living here. Kaisa is 6. She'll jump in instead of Nocturne and be just fine. Does go for the flash for the kill. And it looks like the teleport was just perfectly timed because they pick up everything for RAWR and they're back in this game.
Yeah, 3 for 0, really well played. Tower dive's pretty messy. Braum goes in, and I don't even think VR gets a plate off of that. So kind of disastrous play. I respect that, you want to take the risks here.
But you still have to deal with the Set.
Yeah,
I mean, Ornn is not going to care that much if he's behind. I mean, I guess he did, because Storm definitely was not leaving that minion wave saying, you know what, I'll scale anyways. He wanted it. But at some point, you got to give it up, man. You got to hope that Set doesn't snowball too much, because the rest of your team is doing so well. Just chill. But can Storm have the self-control to deal with it and not get dove by the jungle, because it bounds up here.
Yeah, Nox finally 6, but they are going to end up giving over the 3 grubs as well as first Drake. So while your bot and mid are winning pretty nice, you're starting to bleed objectives off the tempo play.
And I think this is another tempo play because the support is out warding. Mustard Gas has to cleanse the ultimate. And that's a cleanse just for Leona going for a deep ward.
Yeah, good timely cleanse.
And there's no cleanse now. And I think there's no flash
Puff
as
is
well.
here.
Saying he doesn't have flash. Nocturne uses this to bait in though.
Good
Leona. And that means Puff gets a kill for his Kaisa. And an additional one. This Kaisa is so fed. Wait, Kog'Maw? Who cares about that? Kaisa's running this series now.
Yeah, Kaisa able to pick up both. They're here for Storm.
Okay, the dive
Storm
coming
has
in
ult.
for top lane, but this is just an Ornn. You're diving. It's so difficult. Looks like he's able to do it pretty easily, though, actually. At the same time, you're snowballing Set. I don't know, man. You're kind of just putting a blindfold on and hoping that Set can deal with this Kaisa late game. Don't know if that's going to work out for you, buddy.
Yeah, I'm not sure about even got an assist on that, actually. I believe the assist he's got was from previous, that kill in bot lane. Oh no,
it
had to
looked
be
like Jace
because...
did all of the work at least.
Yep, nope, he did get the assist on that. There are no deaths down in the bot lane. All the deaths are on Poor Ornn.
But if you're gonna have 3 deaths, it might as well all be on Ornn, right? Like,
yeah, that's the one you wanted on.
Snowballing. At the same time, it's not easy for him to get onto Kai'Sa. It's not easy for him to get through this Orianna.
No, definitely not. And I'll take a Fed Kai'Sa over a Fed set, because that doesn't end well for the set. Jace aggression right back in.
Begin badly though, because he can certainly still bully this Ornn, using the shield aggressively to get some damage off. Storm just has to walk away and watch his minion wave get completely destroyed.
Storm's gonna have to do a better job of buffering the set pull in and having to use his.
He was doing it so perfectly before. I think Jace just either conditioned him or started reading him like a fighting game. Like, if I do it now, you won't be able to do it. Here's the Nocturne though. No ultimate, so I don't think they're really going to be able to do anything but get set out of there. Meanwhile, Shaco, a lot of skill shots missing right now. That's not a skill shot that can miss though. The passive comes through. Resilient gets stunned up finally. Shaco's just taking too much damage though. Mustard can't really go in on Braum. And there's a Trundle coming, so Shaco will beat the sacrifice for the... Shaco?
Oh, they're trying to leave it?
Yeah, Pillar comes in.
Pillar is able to
and that's right before Dragon spawns. Meanwhile, ultimate mid lane. Cage goes down, only gets Orianna. Flash has to come out for Wookiee. That's a big tool for both teams. Down for Dragon. Yet the bot lane pushes so aggressively in favor of Bloodmoon. Meanwhile, top lane Storm is not going to be able to do anything against this set.
2-level
Does
lead.
buffer it correctly there. I mean, Resilient, you do have to worry about Kai'Sa. I don't think Kai'Sa wants to commit for a 1-for-1 trade. But it does commit whenever there's a possibility of killing Ori. Veigar's teleporting in. They can just walk away though.
Ori flash just about to be up if she wanted to make the flash ball.
She's definitely thinking about it. These recalls also coming out means Wookiee is basically alone. Cage will stop any aggression for now. That dragon is spawning really soon though.
Yeah, I think Clown just has to concede that. There's no reason to fight for this. Set the dragons even 1-for-1 and prep for grubs. You've already moved your bot lane up. Set has permanent prio.
It's interesting because they've got the gold lead so massively in favor of Bloodmoon. 1k right now at this early game juncture, but it's all on set. So bot side, it's a complete opposite. They have a deficit. Meanwhile, Jace's going to extend the lead with a nice little solo kill. But if you look at the bot side of the map, it essentially isn't a gold lead. So they have to figure out how to make that work and play around their set, which includes giving up their first few dragons, unfortunately.
Yeah, this 2k lead, basically all on set at this point. Everything going right top, everything going bad for bot. But it has led to tower
limit to how much. There is a limit to how much Storm can be behind and still be useful. I mean, you joke about Ornn just doing one thing, which is getting the late game. I don't know that he's gonna get the late game, but level 13 is so far away right now.
Yeah, he's 2 levels back on set because he's been punished so much. So it will be a
I mean, the jungle and AD carry are gonna catch up to Storm at this point in levels.
So it's going to be 3 grubs apiece. They may fight for this. Yeah.
They have Ash Arrow available. Ash Arrow's coming out right now. They've got the Braum ult as well. I think Ash Arrow's going to hit someone. It might just be Shaco though. It misses everyone. Nocturnal's coming out on the Veigar without a cage though. Spell Shield will not stop the pillar. But the stuns are coming out for Braum. And that's a big deal. Puff is going to go down too as well. But I don't think they mind whenever Mustard is able to get the kill onto Braum. Looks like it's just a 1-for-1 trade. But the grubs have despawned, so it will be 3 grubs to 1.
Yep, so we won't be seeing grubs coming out to towers.
Oh, Ornn is committing here. Veigar doesn't have flash. Don't know that they want to commit here, so they don't have Orianna ult, so I think Wookiee will just walk away. And I don't know that Shaco is going to be ready to go in with that low of a health bar. Meanwhile, Set is still a problem. No one can match him. Other than Nocturne, I guess, because they'd have to walk through the entire enemy team to get there, so they're just going to try to trade mid-tower for Rift Herald and top inner. Looks like Nocturne was able to chase Set away. I mean, Veigar doesn't have cage now, and Orianna ult still down on cooldown. It's going to be up if this chase lasts too much longer. Braum passive is going to find Shaco. Shaco says, I'm dead. Please live and remember me, because he will be going down. Meanwhile, Puff finds the consequences of why he can't mount top lane. Oh, Orianna ult not up yet, and the cage is pretty good. Not able to find Storm though. He's able to W out. Ash pushes mid, Set pushes top, and they get the jungle camps. I mean, I was saying bot lane strongly favors RAWR, but right now it does not look like it.
Yeah, they're better in the 4v1 because no one can really match the set at this point. 2 towers over for set. It's a huge problem.
Oh, Arrow finds Orianna as well, but they don't want to commit. Zillion dies actually at a tower. And that means they don't have much damage after this, so I don't think the second charge is going to go through. Trundle will actually just run away with Herald. But Jace has got a new plan. Top lane tower is gone. Going for bot lane now. New lane, same top lane dominance.
And Shelly just walking bot.
I mean, this kind of gives Storm XP, arguably. It's just really funny. It's a little awkward.
Jace, I apologize for how I beat you up earlier. Here's a free Shelly. Nice guy.
Exactly.
A little bit of poke coming out here from Mustard.
It's so interesting to see a 6-0 Kaisa up farm, no bounty, because of how far behind Blood Moon or RAWR is to Blood Moon.
It's almost about 4.5k gold lead that they're currently up.
6-0 Kaisa, no bounty.
But there is a 600 gold bounty over on Set, who's 5-1.
Mm-hmm. I believe that he died first, so it should be 4 kills of a kill streak. But 4 kills doesn't usually equal 600 gold unless you're super ahead, so it's still inflated for sure.
Yeah, top CS in the game over on Set, and they're up 4 towers to 1.
I'm actually kind of curious, what is the team gold? Do you know? Are you able to? Oh my god, that's insane. I'll just verbally say it because it's so insane. Set currently has 9,600 gold. Ornn has 4,800. It is almost a 5k gold lead on the Set alone, which is more than his entire team has over the enemy team.
Yes, the entire
Kaisa
gold lead is sitting on Set.
6,700 gold. And Ashe has 5,600, but we're fighting right now, so I'm going to move back to the Set. Also, the Nocturne special comes out a bit late. Does get rid of the slow. The arrow is coming in now. Teleport's coming in. They couldn't even find the Set, and this fight was all about finding the Set. They're going to get chased down there. Trundle Veigar absolutely will not let you go. That's going to be everyone dead. Orianna's even coming in to help her team. I don't think it's going to help. It's just going to be your death as well. And this gold lead is only going to balloon. Orianna was able to flash out at least. But the play just doesn't work out. They commit onto a Set. Yes, he has the shutdown, but he's also super strong.
Yeah, at the end of the day, it's still a Shet. If you're going to dive him, Puff has to be sure to spell shield that ultimate. And it doesn't
Set has cost 10,000 gold. Meanwhile, Ornn just now hitting 5,000. He's literally got double the gold of Storm right now.
Good amount of tower damage coming out on the Jace. But 2 dragons now over on the Clown Gaming, and it is an Infernal Soul.
Now this Kaisa is still scary as long as she doesn't get baited into a really awkward commitment onto a Set. But
very true.
I don't know. I mean, second item hasn't come out yet. That's a really big important part. It's gonna be a while, and it has to be before Soul spawns.
Yeah, and Set's working on item 3.
He's a little strong.
Yeah, just a little bit. Working on the 8 CS per minute. Cage not quite landing, but Puff did have it buffered with the spell shield, so it would have been fine there if it did land.
Now, how do you answer the Set? You tried sending Ornn and just saying, you know, try not to die. That didn't work. You tried sending the Nocturnal. That didn't work. Now you just say, fuck it, we'll go on the rest of the team. Engage onto Resilient. The exhaust comes out, the stun comes out. Resilient will go down here for Nocturne, but there's a Set teleporting behind you. That guy is so scary. Mustard has to flash in to avoid the Set. Set doesn't care. The rest of his team will kill it, and now Set will turn on to the Orianna. And I think Storm, well, you get to live this time, buddy.
Yeah.
Maybe even get a kill for himself.
I'm not even sure they needed Set to TP into that fight. The fight was pretty much won. Set just comes in, blows up the Orianna. But Wookie did so much work with a critical baby cage. And this gold lead is just going to balloon.
Oh, Shaco, I don't know if you want to engage here. You're trying to save your tower. It's not saving it, though. And now you're committed. Now, if they get this kill on Jace, it would be a big deal. But the fear gets interrupted by Pillar. That Pillar absolutely stopped Jace from being in a vulnerable position. The cage is coming out, too. They still have Ashe walking down mid lane as well. There's just no way the set is dying ever again.
Yeah, great heads up play by Abound there to stop that fear.
Now, how do we get back into this game? It's got to be through the Kaisa. She is a little bit accelerated, at least. Not as much as a set, but...
Yeah,
you know,
they have to find a pick. This is overall a pick comp. You know the TP is still down. This is the time.
Here's a pick maybe. You jump on to Leon or Braum, but it's Braum. So he just kind of ignores you and walks away. And he's got a big boy behind him. Or you better not commit because Jace is coming. He's able to get away from the CC. Now Shaco's the one committed. And I don't think that one is getting away, especially once the Braum lands everything. Ult will save him for now. Arrow comes out. Now, if Resilient overcommits, Nocturne is going to come in and say hello. I think Resilient might die here. Lock is good. Doesn't matter. Still feared. Shockwave was really amazing. Jace is 1v4. No, he doesn't care. We'll find the AD carry. We'll find the support. The rest of his team will pick up the jungle. Now he's going to go back to Bullying Storm just like before.
Yeah, really great play. Just everything on the back of Jace here, because no one can really deal with how strong he is here on this set. You know, able to pretty much win the 1v1 over on Mustard, then goes back to Bully Storm. It was a really beautiful ultimate to reposition to get deeper in there.
It's interesting that they're taking the jungle right now. I
Rather
don't
than
know
Baron.
if they're planning on Baroning afterwards. And just saying we can get literally everything. There's no reason not to, which is fair. I mean, with mid pushing, they possibly could, but no, they just want to get the jungle. Chase is also going to take the other side, so Nocturne's literally going to walk in and see all of his camps dead.
Yeah, and all this jungle stealing that Clown Gaming has done has managed to also put Puff behind as well.
Now, Dragon is spawning. This is only third Drake, but you're down an inhibitor. And the set is just going to be such a problem. You have to imagine Jace is going to go top lane, be a massive threat. I mean, he doesn't have teleport yet, so maybe he... Oh, wait, this is a cheese Baron attempt, but it's spotted out immediately. You might as well straight... Like, hey, you guys awake? You guys... It's not just set over there, right? Like, everyone's paying attention, right? Sometimes, you know, your team can fall asleep at the wheel whenever one person is just carrying you super hard.
We
but
saw set bot lane, you know, maybe he's still there.
But this is Dragon number 3 spawning. I don't think RAWR want to fight this. I mean, their Ornn is just so under-leveled right now.
Yeah, you don't have anyone to get a pick on. You just have to get some of this standing gold off the map to try and find your way into this. You only have one tower right now.
They are going to try to fight Veigar, though, who does get a flash. Once you get the flash, maybe it's enough. Nocturne says no. Puff is going in, gets the fear on Veigar. But Veigar's just too tanky with those Rowan stacks. He's just not dying. Meanwhile, Set is gonna come. You have to imagine this will be lethal. They find the Nocturne, but no one else is escaping. Set knocks in the Ornn, slows down the Kaiser, who has the cleanse. Ornn's dead for sure. Leona might be as well. Looks like Shaco's nowhere to go. Jinka didn't even bother teleporting in. That's an inhib that's down, though, with super minions coming. Your only wave clear is Orianna. She's gonna have to find a way to make sure this game doesn't end right now, because Blood Moon want to end this series.
Yeah, Blood Moon looking to end this game, like, off the back of Jace here.
I mean,
what a
Trundle
great
and
game.
Ash will take this so quickly. Shockwave does find a lot of people. It doesn't matter that there's no follow-up. Kaisa's ulting in to try to stunned, though! Right as it happens, right into Set's waiting arms. That will be another kill for him, and then he'll go to the Nexus. And that will be Blood Moon winning the series, and they are going to be in the finals.
Yeah, congratulations to Clown Gaming. Really, really great play here. Coming out clean. The set looked absolutely terrifying in T1 Jace's hands. Just really solid play all the way around by these teams.
Yeah, and just for one last reference, Set had 13,648 gold. Ornn had 6,500. Literally doubled the gold amount.
More than 1,000 damage a minute coming out of Set. This was a 24-minute game. 26,400 damage out of set.
Yeah, it just has to be talked about. Like, it was a last-minute pick. They were considering set or something else. You know what? I can outplay Storm. I can do it, and it just works out. Obviously, it's one of those picks where you do have to keep the pressure on, and you can't be losing the other side of the map too badly. But they kept the pressure on, and it didn't even matter that Resilient was behind Mustard Gas by so much. Jace was just able to put out that pressure to make sure that RAWR had no chance back into that game.
Yeah, props to Wookie. Deathless here on the Vygar. Was dove several times. Always had his flash. Played around the baby cage really, really well. 8-0-5 over to Vygar.
And that did seem like a good pick into this mage meta. He played it into 2 different mages. I imagine a lot of teams are going to be looking at mages for now. And apparently Veigar has to be among them. Or among their concerns if they do pick a mage.
Yeah, really fantastic set of games from Clown here. This kind of stumbled. Game 1 was really sloppy. 2, 3, and 4, really, really clean.
And that means we know our finals matchup because Bare Minimum had 3-0'd their lobby. So it's going to be Blood Moon versus Bare Minimum starting on the 2nd.
Yeah, that's going to be a banger. Bare Minimum fought back, had to deal in quarterfinals with last season's champion, Syndicate Strokers. Took 5 games to resolve that one. All 5 of them really, really close. Came out tonight on the ball, hungry. 3-0s contingent. And yeah, looking strong, heading into Clown Gaming. But this is a very scary team.
Yeah, absolutely. So be sure to turn into that. We've also got tomorrow Warden games. I believe these
Warden is over.
Oh, Warden is over.
Yes.
Okay, I see.
Contingent Orange won Warden Championship last week.
Congratulations to them. So, do we have any games left this week then?
No, this is it for this week. Next week is Sentinel Finals.
Mm-hmm.
And then Crusader Finals for Tuesday and Thursday.
Is it Thursday because of
a
different schedule? Or
nope,
is it Wednesday?
Tuesday,
Okay,
Wednesday.
fine.
I can't count days. That's my problem. Work kept me way too long tonight. That's my issue.
So LXC will be done for this week, but return next week on Tuesday and Wednesday for the finals of both of those leagues because they are definitely going to be exciting. And then we'll be done with the split.
We will. Before we close out tonight, MVP of the series. Who's your thoughts?
Man. I mean, it's easy to say Jace because of recency bias, but at the same time, I feel like Abound showed a lot. He pulled out the Viego ban, showed why it needed to be banned the entire series. I think the Poppy ban may also have been for him, although it could have been for support. Made a lot of plays that made Puff and Lord not be able to play the farming jungles that they really wanted to. I mean, I don't know. It's pretty easy to say Jace at the end of the day, but I think I'm going to put my vote towards Abound.
I completely agree with you, actually. I think Abound, huge playmaker, always there to bail his team out. We saw some really clutch pillars on that Trundle. Not a popular jungle pick right now. Made it look absolutely fantastic. You know, supported bot lane when he needed to, supported top and mid when he needed to. Did have the hero Baron steal. Like, so many good things out of Abound. And very high kill participation throughout the entire series. Massive playmaker coming out. So I completely agree. Again, Abound for me.
Jace wasn't even just this game, to be clear though. The other games he did pretty well, especially in the Mordekaiser game where he was given the short end of the stick, a lot of pressure, still came out on top in that lane. And then in game 2, whenever again there was a lot of early jungle pressure, and he was still able to make that lane into his favor on the Mordekaiser.
Yeah, I agree. You know, CG found wins off the backs of several of their members tonight. Wookie played very consistent. Abound carried one game. Resilient carried one game. And then you had Jace carry a game. So their 3 wins came off the backs of 3 different players, but the team fighting and support network provided by Wookie and Abound was really impressive to see.
Absolutely. So we will be seeing them again next week. Thank you all for joining us for the semifinals. Finals are next week for both this league and for Sentinel.
Yeah, can't wait for it. Looks to be like some banger games.
Mhm.
All right. Well, thank you everybody for joining us here for Crusader semifinals. Have a wonderful night.